talk. I just want you to add one fucking letter, and you won't add one fucking letter. That's all I asked you to do was add one letter, and you're like, well, maybe at some point in the future you'll add a letter. I just want one letter.
That's all he want, one letter.
Just one lonely little letter.
Yep. I didn't do it because it triggers TV, and it's fucking hilarious. He will literally obsess about me not putting an S in talks until I do it. Now I'm just trolling him.
Just put it in the wrong spot. Make it like Tosks.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna start rearranging letters all through my top, like small things, just to feel people hilarious.
You started the stream and walked away from the microphone?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God. This guy, I tell you.
No, and we are back. Come on. I missed everyone, even though no one knows I'm actually streaming back at my normal location. But I am back from my vacation to the Fortress of Solitude, and I moved to the Fandom Zone. And tonight, we have some great topics. First off, I was sorry about last night, but we had technical difficulties because the Fortress's internet was terrible with my laptop. Don't know what happened. It just decided.
Apparently that it goes wacky up in the woods sometimes.
Yeah, what fucking bears, you liar. He's like, oh, there's no bears over there. And I'm like,
I never said that.
I could have sworn you said something about either no bears or no chance that I'd see a bear or something along those lines.
No, you have that exactly backwards.
Okay.
I said there's definitely bears and that you could definitely see a bear.
But that I wouldn't be attacked by a bear.
Well, no, you won't be attacked by a bear as long as you're not being a dumbass. So you probably would be attacked by a bear.
Yeah, Zod would definitely get attacked by a bear.
And we have a super chat already from AML. He says, well, well, well. And bruh. So, welcome everybody to the Fandom Zone. And we are here for our late night talks. We've got some very great subjects to tackle tonight. So I did send out a terrible Twitter link. So, you know.
Holy shit.
Just pop it up. Just pop it up heaps. It was the worst tweet I've ever sent out. Make sure you click on it.
It was a terrible tweet. No one saw it. And yeah. So.
Hello, Mad Squirrel.
Mad Squirrel, yay! I didn't even have to chase you in the fields.
I don't think your headpiece is plugged in properly. Because I can't hear you at all.
Maybe the squirrel head's on.
Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Sorry.
And as soon as Mad Squirrel came on, all the viewership went up. There were 3 instant likes.
Field of lies. Oh gosh. Oh my God.
And we have Stig in the chat. Hello there. So today we've got some great topics today. I am very proud of the topics that I picked for tonight, considering it was on the fly as I normally do. I had just seen Far From Home for the second time because LB gives just great reviews. And I said, hey, LB did a review on this and he's trustworthy. You should totally see this with me. And she said, sure, but I hate Spider-Man, so I'll trust LB because your judgment sucks. I was like, okay.
Sounds about right.
And that's how that conversation went.
Did she enjoy it?
So, she enjoyed it. Yeah.
Answer his question. Thank you, dear God.
He faded out for a bit, so I had to listen to the second time. But yeah, she
No,
thoroughly
no,
enjoyed
he
it.
didn't.
Not so much the first half, but the second half. So
I'm telling you, like, it seems like people just want action 100% of a movie. Because a lot of people are saying the first half is slow, which I don't tend to agree with because I'm not spoiling anything, but the opening scene of the movie has something going on.
yeah, I think it's a matter for perspective for people, and like you said, LB, uh, we're living in a culture that wants things to happen right away, and I think we talked about it before. This is why story kind of takes a back seat, because if you give people story or too much of it, and you go, oh, the famous, and, I'm doing air quotes, the movie is slow because they don't realize the art of storytelling sometimes is that build up. You set up your characters, set up the situation, what's going on, and then when you have that final clash, it makes for something more compelling because you're more invested. And I agree with you, LB. Building a story it seems like it's becoming a lost art, and that's just this new generation. They don't appreciate storytelling like everyone here on the panel does. So, so we got for tonight's topics. We have Mulan, the trailer, which I'm sure I saw this shit late. Like literally, I just watched the trailer before I got on. So
Yeah, because I told you to.
no, I actually did it because Bitchy told me if I didn't, she would smack me upside the head. So seeing as
She
if
was
she
going to smack you anyways.
yeah, and she did anyways, but in a more pleasant way. Anyways, so she missed me. But anyways, I have some feelings on it, and I'm probably going to be the only one who feels the same way. Or who knows? Maybe I will. We're going to talk about it. A female-led mask. There is confirmed a 2019 reboot to our favorite, probably arguably for me, one of the best Jim Carrey movies, The Mask, is being reboot in a female-led role. And you guys won't believe the names that are being kicked around to play a female mask. It's definitely worth.
I bet I will.
Yeah, you probably will.
I don't even have to read any information about the movie. I already know the default comedians they're looking at to get for it.
You probably will guess like 90% of them. I'll be.
Let me guess. One of them is Kate McKinnon.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Holy shit! It's as if LB has the inside track.
Yeah, I know the inside track, the Hollywood comedies. Pick the same people over and over again.
Yep. So I'm going to read that off. We're going to see the list of names, talk about that. I'll do a screen share moment. And banned on veggie burgers in Mississippi because of misleading advertising. This article is...
Veggie burger's not a real thing.
I know, PB. You have
hello there, Stig.
Hi, people.
Hello.
Hey, Stig.
G'day, Stig.
Good to see you.
I need to hang out here for a couple of hours. I'm waiting for my dentist appointment.
Oh,
Yes.
yay.
Oh, that sounds awful.
After being here, the dentist appointment might seem like a gift. I'm
I
kidding.
thought you were going to say a welcome reprieve.
They're gonna do all sorts of stuff, and it'll be like it's not as bad as being in the fandom zone. Good to have you on. So let's go down the line. Everybody, just introduce yourself, and then we'll tackle my first subjects, which will be our reaction. I'm gonna assume everyone's seen the trailer from Mulan, because I was fucking late, because there's been 20 different things on it. But first, everybody introduce yourself to all these fine people tonight. Go ahead, LB. Tell them who you are.
I'm not sure why I always go first, but no problem. Hello, all. I am LB. I'm a lonely man from the state of Florida who talks to a camera by himself, and I enjoy being by myself and lonely. And I'm very, very excited to be here with General Zod, Mad Squirrel, PB, Stevie J, and Stig Kenobi to talk to a bunch of people who probably see me every night in this chat.
And we love having you here, LB. And
LB, would you like to know why you usually go first?
For diversity?
Nope, it's because if you look at the live stream, other than General Zod, you appear farthest to the right, and he's just going in order on the screen from right to left.
Oh.
Yep.
That
there's no secret plan. It's just easier for me. And now the squirrel representation. Go ahead, Mad Squirrel. Introduce yourself to these fine people.
I am Mad Squirrel. You can find me on YouTube under Mad Squirrel and on Twitter under SGT Mad Squirrel. So yeah, that's about it. You'll just see me around. It's cool.
And she has a friend who's a unicorn. True story. Who I'm
Yes.
fond of. Now, go ahead, our Australian representation.
Oh, g'day everybody. Stevie J here. Got the YouTube channel doing reviews and such things. Also doing a bunch of live streams lately, trying to meet some new people online and introduce them to everybody else. Yeah, so if you haven't seen it already, head over to Mad Squirrel's channel. She's got an awesome review of a 1940s movie, isn't it, Squirrel?
Oh yeah, 1940s movie, and yeah, thank you.
It's very in depth and it's good. It's very good.
Thank you.
Yes, I said to myself, I didn't think squirrels could get that in depth, but like it's almost like she had other squirrels watching with her. They did not miss a thing.
She went nuts. She went nuts.
And coming from the light side of the force, go ahead and introduce yourself, Mr. Stig.
Well, I just I don't know, I have a very tiny channel with 4 videos, I think, and yeah, I pop on other people's streams like a leech and talk about things and pretend to know about all kinds of stuff that I don't know about.
So you fit right in.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we don't know shit. And of course, the man who kept me, or icon, who kept me locked in his closet, the commander and curator of the channel. Go ahead and tell him about yourself.
You chose to go in the closet voluntarily.
I was ashamed, but now I'm out of the closet.
It's all good.
Again?
Hey everybody, I am PB. You can find me at Pop Culture PB on YouTube and on Twitter. I talk about pop culture, focusing mainly on Marvel and Star Wars. And tonight, I guess we're talking about stuff that actually all made it into the title and didn't have to be relegated to the description, you putts.
I forgot something, and Toriel is asking me to say hello there for her heart.
Aw.
Oh.
Wait, sure.
So, okay, so here goes. Hello there.
Oh.
There you go.
It was beautiful.
Just for you, Toriel. And you owe me cookies for that one.
The shipping on that's going to be expensive as hell.
Not my
we have
problem.
9 people watching, so before we get started, I'm going to announce chat. We got Toriel G in here. Make sure you go check out her channel. She's got some great stuff. Love her, and she watches like all of our stuff. I have no clue how, but she does. We have Butterfingers, Gary North, AML, and Rosetta Allen, and I am surprised we don't have the Senate. What?
He'll be popping in soon enough.
I know. You know, just
You haven't said enough stupid things yet, which is surprising.
I know it feels so weird without the Senate saying hashtag fuck off, Zod. I feel like it can't start. Weird. So
I mean,
empty.
I can say it to you if you need me to.
No. It's not the same. It's not the same. We have
Okay.
our own back and forth. Butterfingers, but he's stuffing his face with burritos somewhere. All right, so we got 10 people watching. Welcome. Thank you, Perp.
Love it.
And Perp, I sent you a link, and yet somehow you just are in the chat first. Weird.
It's a black thing.
So let's talk about our first topic, which is the Mulan trailer. I'm gonna go first because
Oh my God!
Mulan
10 years
is-
later.
Actually, Mulan is one of my favorite Disney animations besides Lion King. So it's like Lion King, Mulan, and Hercules are like my top three. So I loved it. I never thought that if they remade it, they needed to give it a feminist spin because, in essence, it was really kind of a feministic movie for the time frame that it came out, although it was tastefully done. And I love the Asian culture, and shocker, I'm a martial artist, so I love the whole the aspects that the movie brought.
So hold on. Before we continue, you said the first one. I haven't seen Mulan, so you said the first one had feminist stuff. So when I ask you this, like, I don't think being a strong woman or wanting to do male things or whatever equates to being feminism. I could be wrong.
I mean, it had what I'm saying is it had undertones, but it wasn't in your face kind of a thing. There was like rewatching it now, there were a few things here and there that were kind of like
Yeah.
But
Well,
it wasn't what we would think of now as like SJW far left kind of things. It was in my mind I would put her as how you would do a female character that's done right, but there were a few feministic things in there. I mean, a few little things here and there. I mean, even going back through now and watching it. But the difference is it wasn't something where they were putting down men or things like that. For the time frame it was made, it was done, and I think Mulan was really something that girls could get behind and things like that. I don't know. It was just, to me, it was very well done. And actually, it's based on an actual character too in Japanese culture.
Matt Squirrel, have you seen Mulan?
Yeah, I saw that.
Would you say there are feminist elements in the movie?
A little bit, yeah, but it wasn't like terrible. It wasn't like in my opinion, it was more like small things, but nothing significant that was like, oh no, this is terrible.
It was more about the character. Like
Mhm.
she had a goal that she wanted to achieve. She dressed up for as a dude for a while, and that was kind of a little, not really a feminist thing. It was just she had to do that to achieve her goal, and the character was more the focus than it was, what she was trying to do as far as beating men or whatever. It was more just it was interesting, and she was like the general said, it was a really interesting story that was well done. So yeah,
she was beating men and nobody was calling her out for domestic abuse.
No, it was a battle against the Huns, and actually what made the movie work is she never beat men per se. She used her mind to outsmart the other guys. Realistically, they even showed scenes like where she was fighting, because basically it was the battle against the Hun, and we all seen Attila the Hun. A 90-pound woman ain't gonna beat him. Sorry, have to say it, but I call bullshit if you think that could happen. wouldn't. The dude was a beast. So what she did was she used her mind and military tactics to outsmart the army, and she showed the other guys how to position themselves and things to beat a larger army. Because there's a scene where like Attila's army is coming like up this like snowy mountain thing, and instead of shooting arrows at the army, she says, "Why don't we shoot them at the glaciers so that they can knock the glaciers down and take out, essentially wipe out the army without wasting their ammunition?" I mean, it was shit like that.
So she was a cold tactician then.
Yeah, very well put, Mr. Sig. But yeah, so I like that. And now there's a couple of things I like in this trailer, and then a couple of things that I am unsure about, we'll say. I like the martial arts because it's accurate to the style that they studied, which martial arts was a part of the film, especially the sword play in it. So I like the fact they kept that. I do like who they cast for Mulan, and I like who they cast for Attila, because Donnie Yen is one of my favorite.
Because they're Asian.
And yes, I like that. It's relevant to the story. It's an Asian story. They should keep the cast Asian. That's the whole crux of the movie. You can't do a film set in an Asian part of the world during the Han era and cast white people. It doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
It should be an all Asian cast. I mean, this is where they are doing everything right, at least in my mind. The only problems I had was they don't have Mushu, and I don't see them. I don't think they don't look like they're doing the songs. So I don't know. It's just a teaser trailer, but I kind of go down the line and get everyone's thoughts. LB, what do you think?
Well, like I said, I've never seen Mulan. I'm not into martial arts movies. I thought the teaser trailer was boring.
Yeah.
It looks
Okay,
good.
Squirrel, as someone who's seen the original, what do you think?
I mean, I wasn't finished, but hey.
I thought you
Damn
realized
it,
that.
Zod. Give him a moment. You're cutting off the only black guy we got on the panel. Jesus.
Sorry.
Oh my.
Damn it.
Like the cinematography looks good. Like it looks good. Like they have good actors cast, but if it's a teaser, it didn't entice me to want to see the movie. So they failed at that aspect of teasing me because it didn't tease me one bit. That's all.
Okay, can I just say that sounded like a reference? You're like, it didn't tease me.
A reference to what?
To
Never
tease
mind.
him.
I will not. Never mind.
Oh my.
The hell are you talking about, you maniac?
Yeah.
The unicorn is still there, isn't she?
No. You laughed. That was sad face.
Well, I watched it and okay, well, I kind of just went into it because I had seen the original, so I wanted to see what they were going to quote tease. I've watched it twice now, and it was a short teaser. It was only a minute and 40 seconds, if that. And there wasn't a whole lot. There was a lot of stuff going on, but there really wasn't. I think it has a lot of potential. I saw, however, it in everyone's flipping out because you can't see Mushu at all. What I did notice is her hair was long, and she didn't cut her hair. For what it looks like, her in battle, she has her hair very, very long in comparison to what it was. I guess that girl power kicked in. I also noticed the first portion of that. They already had a quote match for her when originally in the cartoon version that wasn't the case. She was just going to see the matchmaker to even see if she was eligible to be, set up with anybody. I don't know. And then the line of her saying, "I'll bring honor to us all." I don't know if that was editing or if that was a part of that scene that looked off. I don't know. But I mean, that's the little stuff I noticed. And then I didn't see Mushu. I didn't see anything that said it was Disney. It felt like I was watching a trailer for a movie that was in Asia, specifically for maybe some new martial arts movie. I didn't see anything on that reminded me even close to Disney. There was nothing in there that told me it was a Disney movie aside from the label and stuff. And also to
Not
point back,
necessarily a bad thing, though,
well,
at this point.
well, but at the same time, it's like they're branding it as a live action version of this cartoon, and it's like okay, whatever. But what Stevie was talking about, like there was some parts that he noticed in character like of her they were working she was imperfect, and that was the thing is in the first one she was kind of bumbling, she was uh, obviously she didn't fit in, she made a lot of poor decisions, she got into situations. I mean, I know this is only a teaser trailer and they could be just skipping all over that because girl power, but I hope that they don't try to go Mary Sue on her and just totally destroy the character and all of a sudden she's this supreme martial artist, that that's the feeling I got from the trailer is suddenly she had like all these gifts through osmosis.
Oh, you think they're gonna turn her into Ray?
Hey, I to add on to what you were just saying, I when you mentioned that it doesn't look like a Disney movie and they just slapped the logo off, I said the same exact thing.
Hmm.
I was like, okay, if this didn't have the Disney logo on it, I would not have watched this trailer.
Hmm. It's
So
true.
it just, I mean, who knows? It could have been just another movie, and Disney was like, hey, let me buy this.
And Mega Jetty said, and I don't know, I haven't read anything yet about like I guess I haven't seen any confirmations, but the more and more I'm reading Mega Jetty, this is probably absolutely correct. Is Mushu's not in this movie? He's being replaced by Phoenix, and there won't be songs in the movie. All serious, no fun. Also, it's based more on the legend of how Mulan and not Fa Mulan, and that's probably very true. And especially if they're trying to cater to that Asian market, I wouldn't be surprised by any of this. So,
Which I'm not really opposed to because I know the legend of both of them.
mhm.
Yeah, because martial artists, and honestly, I wouldn't mind a serious take because look, I always hate the fact that with these retrends they do exactly the same story but live action, and it's not even good live action. If this is another take on another version of Mulan, I'm actually not really opposed to that because then in that sense it's not really destroying the original movie. It's taking elements and putting some of them from the original movie, but it's a different story or kind of a different variation of the story. I think that that is a lot better than fucking up the original.
Mm. I was just, yeah, I wasn't sold on it when after I saw it. I was like, is that it? It didn't
I'll
feel like
tell you, I'm more
Disney.
excited about it than Lion King, honestly.
Well, yeah, I you have to compare the two. Yeah, I guess, and I guess
Yeah,
it just lowered my, it lowered my standards of excitement. Let's put it that way. I was like, okay.
exactly. For me, it's like I said, I haven't seen the first Mulan, so like me watching this, I had fresh eyes, and I don't know a thing about what was changed or what was in the past one. But like, it doesn't say, okay, I need to go see this. But like I said, I may have a bias against martial art, that kind of film. So that's probably playing a part into it also.
Stevie J, how do you feel?
Well, I was a massive fan of the first one, of the animated movie. It was one of my favorites as a kid. And I suppose when I saw this teaser trailer, I can definitely see the boredom side of it. Like, if you haven't seen Mulan before, then the trailer would it be extra boring because it sort of doesn't really give you much for someone who doesn't know what it's about. So
Mhm.
I thought it looked good though. Like, yeah, I would much prefer to have Mushu in it, and the music from the animated film was really good. So I'd be pretty pissed if they're not in it. But um, I am actually kind of keen to see this because I like that whole Asian style martial arts movie, like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon sort of stuff.
That's what I was thinking
And-
of when I saw that. Exactly what I thought of.
And so I like that. And if they do that with Mulan, but the key thing for me is they can do slightly new things with the movie, but as long as they keep the characters and especially Mulan true to what the animated movie was, then I'll be happy, because that's for me what really made it good. Was she was a bit, she was sort of a bumbling, not an idiot, but like she was making mistakes and she was fucking up all over the place, and then that's her journey. It was what made it interesting to watch. So I hope they keep to that. And that Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon style of martial arts definitely does it for me. So if they can pull it off story wise, then yeah, I think it'll be good. And I prefer to have the Disney name off it. If they, it just makes it feel better.
And I just wanted to highlight what Rosetta said here. Yeah, the Lion King remake looked like a weird CGI dump fest. The thing I like about this trailer is there's very little CGI look in there. I like the real feel of it, and it could be just me getting tired of all these fucking CGI Disney movies. It would be nice to actually watch something grounded as opposed to a bunch of fucked up, funny looking CGI that we've seen. I
They
mean,
didn't show a whole bunch of scenes where there's some ridiculous fighting going on either.
yes
showed
and
them
no.
talking
They had
to
that
each
battle scene where she was fighting the dude and then looks up and all those dudes were surrounding her. I was kind of digging that.
Okay, I guess I'll have to look at it again.
I would have liked to have seen a little bit more. I know it's only a teaser, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more. Like, see a couple of the other characters as well would have been good. But hopefully
this was by definition a teaser. Like,
yeah,
there's like nothing really to go on.
I mean, honestly, that is how a teaser should be, because it's a teaser. Like, you're not supposed to give too much, and that goes back to saying, like, where earlier on we was talking about the action. Like, everybody wants everything immediately. It's like, come on, man, it's a teaser, but at the same time, it wasn't a good teaser.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, there wasn't much to use the tease with. I don't know.
Well, the whole thing is they should be trying to tease people like ULB that haven't seen the first one, seen the first movie.
They didn't even put the tip in at all. Nothing.
Stig, have you seen the teaser for Mulan?
I have not seen the original movie, and I didn't see the teaser.
Good choice.
But I did see the thumbnail for a teaser, and it looks to feature an Asian lady with a sword.
Yep.
That's all I know. But I hope it's good.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I just said I hope it's good.
Okay. So before you move on, I just wanted to say, like, we're kind of in like a catch-22 with these live action remakes. Me, I'm personally like F them all, like, you know what I'm saying? But like a lot of people, they either want the same thing or they want something different. But when they stray away from what's the norm, they get complaints. So for me, like I said, I'm not with these live action remakes. I'm tired of them. They're all dumb. But it's like, if you're going to do it, don't copy the movie, but keep the core elements of the characters and the story in place. Like, say for example, Maleficent. I don't like that movie at all because I feel like they changed the character. But at the same time, for the most part, they was telling a different story. So for me, like Maleficent, it could have been better if they would have stuck to the core of the character, but just told a different story like they did. So if they did that with these live action movies, I and many people probably wouldn't have a problem with it.
Right.
And to be fair, though, I actually liked Maleficent.
I know you did. I don't know why either.
I liked it because Maleficent was one of my favorite bad guys, and I liked getting the backstory behind her.
What did they do with with her villain? They made the most iconic villain into a sympathetic good person.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to see the sequel when she goes full evil. But yeah, it gave good context to why she was so evil. I liked that.
Hmm.
I
She
don't know.
was
I
she
liked
wasn't
it.
always evil. I kind of understood her motivations, and I never liked who the hell was it? Is it Sleeping Beauty or which one of them bitches is it that is
I
in
think
that story?
I think Sleeping Booty is the Bill Cosby biopic.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
It's
I
not a
think that
Disney movie at all.
And it's okay, Roselle. I'm on a very small majority of people who uh, like that film.
See, that's the direction they were actually going with their live action remakes. But for some reason, they said F it and went back to copying everything.
Hmm.
Yeah, they should have kept it with that because honestly,
What do you
it
mean they
did
should have
well in the
kept it?
box
If they would have
office.
kept it like that, you wouldn't be getting this movie that you said that you just liked the teaser for.
Because
Well,
like,
this looks like it's straying from the original story a bit and going in its own direction while keeping some of the elements of it,
And
which
you
is
said,
what
I
we're
just
talking about.
watched it again. You're telling me that you think when she's fighting those people, those 5 or 6 guys, you think they're using CGI right there?
No, I said it doesn't appear that they're using CGI.
Hmm.
It looks choreographed,
Hmm.
except
I
for
Okay.
the
think
slowdown effect.
I think with these remakes and stuff, like I'm kind of over it as well. Like we've seen so many come out, but I think also the reason why everyone's so over it is because they fucked so many of them up. Like
Hmm.
it's not. I don't have anything against a remake or a reboot or whatever. But what I do have something against is when they trash all the characters and the story when they do it. So they've done that 9 times out of 10, just destroyed stories and characters of reboots and remakes. And so now we're at a point where just about everything's fucked. So a remake comes out and everyone straight away is like, it's going to be shit
Hmm.
because because the track record is fucked. They just keep fucking it all up. So I hope that this is good. To me, when I first saw it, like very first thought that came into my head was this looks better than any of the other remakes I've seen trailers for or I've actually watched. But
Exactly. Thank you, Stevie. I felt the same way. I honestly felt relieved because this is one that I wanted to stick with. I didn't want them to whitewash it. I wanted to be an Asian cast. I'm hoping they're shooting some in some kind of Asian kind of setting. And I want it to be because it's true to the story. It's a story in the Asian culture. And I love the Asian culture. I love the Japanese culture. I love the Korean culture. Those are the styles that I teach. They've got a lot of rich history and martial arts is steeped in Asian lore. It's what I studied. It's kind of like my second love. So I like the fact that they are. It seems to me, it
What is your
appears, and I
first love?
can't.
lotion,
uh, what's that?
lotion.
Oh.
Jesus. But I mean,
Nivea, just for men.
I love Nivea.
All natural products. All right.
So
So
I mean,
check this out.
I
No, no,
really.
no, 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 no. Check this out.
Mhm.
So
Go.
they shot the movie in China and New Zealand.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. So how much they shot in China, we don't know, but they did.
Well, so that means
Wow.
at least hopefully we'll get some authentic buildings.
Yeah,
Right. Right.
you'll get all that landscape and beauty and the Asian, what do you call it, Chinese government contracts to ensure that film is historically accurate to what they approve of. Was that allowed? Yeah, I think that was.
And you figured they got to shoot in New Zealand because there's supposed to be a battle where where the mountains are all frozen
Mhm.
over and everything like that. So I figured they want somewhere where they could get that kind of effect where you couldn't, you know, in like China or anything like that unless it's that season. So it will be interesting. And to tell you the truth, with what everyone was saying, I'm tired of these movies where they're using constant CGI for everything. The fucking sets aren't even real. I'm tired of the green screens and stuff. I would like to see some authentic shots, some like actual buildings that are buildings, fucking people.
But
And
also, but not just that. The landscape too. I mean, if they're going like China's got some nice landscape as well, but New Zealand, like Lord of the Rings, was filmed there, and some of the awesome shots of Lord of the Rings were just of the landscape, so it wasn't anything fake. And so that kind of stuff will be good as well.
yeah.
Before you move on, if you plan to move on, I don't know how long you plan to talk about this, but
About another 2 hours.
I find it interesting that this randomly dropped Sunday morning because Disney usually drops their trailers on Tuesdays. So this comes out after the whole Little Mermaid thing. Now I don't know if I'm a conspiracy theorist because I remember when all the backlash from the Will Smith Aladdin Genie trailer from the Grammys, they dropped the Lion King. I think it was the Lion King trailer or Frozen like 2 days later.
Yep. No, you're not lying, LB. They did it. They did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they always have something waiting in the wings just in case something doesn't go quite the way they want it to.
Mm-hmm.
And that article with the Spider-Man too, as well. I don't know how many people have covered that, but I've got to assume that it's gained some kind of something. I don't know, but you figure with that looming too, if they want to throw something out, be like, here, Mulan's coming.
I mean, with that kind of explanation, you definitely don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if anyone's picked that up yet, but I gotta assume there's gotta be a lot of pissed off people about that.
Sure.
So, oh yeah, it's interesting. I'm gonna wait for a full trailer to see exactly which way they're going. But so far, I think it looks promising. I'm getting a feeling from everyone else except for my homie Stevie J seems to be with me. And Stevie J, if you're down for it when this comes out, I think this would warrant us doing like a discussion on it.
Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah, because I'm a huge fan too.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
Yeah,
like,
I loved it.
I hadn't seen Mulan. Like, it came out '98, and around that time, I was practically done with Disney movies after like The Lion King. Like, I haven't seen the. I mean, I seen Pocahontas, but I didn't like it. I mean, I haven't seen the Notre Dame.
Yeah, I've seen Pocahontas too. She's in the U.S. Senate.
He loves throwing that in whenever he can.
Yeah, that era around that time. Yeah, I hadn't seen any of those Disney movies.
Was that warranted, BB?
Oh no.
Yeah, that's Ms. Warren.
His favorite person.
Sure.
We'll have to see where it all heads. But let's move on to the next topic because this is interesting.
Hold on before we move on. I'm just looking at it because that's from the Disney Renaissance era. So like after Pocahontas was Hunchback of Notre Dame, Hercules, Mulan, and Tarzan. I hadn't seen any of those movies, so I was literally done after Pocahontas.
That's because they're second-tier Disney movies.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, compare them to The Lion King, Aladdin. Crap, you could even compare it to Fox and the Hound. It's not even as good as that.
I call bullshit. Hercules was awesome. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, those movies. Yeah, I mean, the box office wise, those were the lowest ones.
No. James Wood is Hades. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. I'm for that. That's good.
He was You like carried that film.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
will
gonna
give you
lie.
one
Mhm.
character.
Well,
Oh.
thank you.
It's like
I'll
saying that
take
you
it.
watched The Lion King for Timon and Pumbaa.
Oh, come on, that's not fair though, because that's like one of my favorite Disney movies, so I
The
can't
movie's
really
called
argue.
Hercules, not Hades.
Yeah, true, but I mean, for
I
me, that
know it's
movie
true. I said it.
was about Pegasus and Hades. Made that film for me.
Figures. Villains loving villains.
Just saying. All right, so screen share moment.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So yes, Ultra Magazine. These guys are really. And just
Ultra
so we're,
Magazine? What the hell is Ultra Magazine?
I said Vulture.
Oh, my mistake.
This is for July 5th, 2019, and it's I want to say Haley Kiefer. The Mask creator wants a gritty female-led reboot, and what? You're not going to watch that? Come on.
Nope.
No, didn't even
So,
like the original.
a quarter century after a quarter century after the masterpiece, I added that part in. 1994 Jim Carrey comedy hit theaters. Dark Horse Comics founder Mike Richardson thinks we're finally ready for the Mask reboot. No, we're not. No, we're not, Mike. No, we're
We're
not.
not fucking ready at all.
Please,
Bro,
for the
like
love of
these current journalists, like they really needed to report the news and stop adding in their opinions. Like, who's out here saying I'm ready for a new mask? Like, when's the last time anybody talked about a mask movie?
I would hazard a guess that no normal person has ever said that. Give me
Right.
a mask. Give me another mask movie. Ever.
No, the mask was good for what it was. Jim Carrey knocked it out of the park. Cameron Diaz, you can't fucking replace her. So
God.
that's oh my god,
Rosetta is
insane.
like fed up in the chat. She been going off all night.
Yeah, well, I can understand that. So this is where, like, I was okay with Mulan, but this is where my reboot rage kicks in. This is just fucking stupid. It's
Mhm.
ridiculous. We do not need this at all.
No
I
one
had a,
asked for this. No one asked for this shit. You know what
I
I
had
mean?
a,
God bless.
I have a bit
Seriously,
of
like
news for you.
we all come from different circles of life. Like, have you ever spoken to somebody be like, man, I really want another mask movie?
No, never in my life. I was
Not a
never talking,
chance.
and we just got around the corner and being like, you know what I miss? What, man? The fucking mask. They need to make another one. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And fuck Jim Carrey. I want it led by a woman.
Stig, what was that piece of news?
Well, remember that old cartoon from the 80s called Mask? But
Hmm.
Yep.
it's like, cars transforming and they had these helmets.
Yeah.
Uh, Someone posted that it's getting a reboot or a live action movie. It was posted today, but it was just a little hint thing from an official source. So something's going on there, and you heard it from me first.
We'll make sure to cite you
I
on that.
yeah, that article is that I found on that is from April 18th of 2018. Said Mask will be the next 80s cartoon to get a movie, and boy, does it have the right director.
Oh, it's from 2018.
Yeah, it says
Oh,
Deadline reports that let's see, the director behind Fate of the Furious, F. Gary Gray, has been tapped to bring the series to theaters. Deadline reports that Gray, who is also in talks to direct Men in Black, Quasi, the new one that just came out and failed, has closed a deal with Paramount and Hasbro to bring the multimedia Mask franchise to life. The series followed the members of the titular Mobile Armored Strike Command and their leader as they hunted down the hilariously named vicious evil network of mayhem in their fleet. So, like Transformers before it, it's a great idea for a kid's toy line and a tentpole action flick, and you might as well get the director behind one of the biggest earning franchises, whatever. So I'll
Well,
link that in the description.
well, give Squirrel the credit. She had more info than I did.
We will give her the golden nut.
Oh, no, I remembered seeing that, but I didn't hear anything for a while. So it's been it's been a minute on that for sure. I
Well,
wish they would update it though.
I'm pretty sure that Perp is trolling us. He says, I wanted a haunted Mask movie. Fuck Mask.
Of course.
How could he
Fucking
say
perv.
such things? That animal.
All right, let's continue on here. They said that please, for the love of God, we want to forget the film's 2005 sequel, Son of Mask. There was a reason why it didn't work, because it didn't have Jim Carrey or the original cast in it. In a recent interview with Forbes, Richardson, who originated the concept for the supernatural chaos-inducing mask, shared his idea for a female-driven film, but left out his preferred casting choice. I'd like to see a really good physical comedian in the role, he explained. I have one in mind, but I'm not going to say her name. We have to do a lot of convincing for this particular actor, but we'll see, said Richardson. You never know what's coming in the future. We have some ideas. The hypothetical mask would, in Richard's mind, hew closer to the original comic book's darker, more unhinged, more Joker-like story. I'd like it to be another character film about a person dealing with absolute power. He continued, the whole theme of the mask was to say that what we would do if we had absolute power, just like Stanley Ipkiss. When we get absolute power, we often resort to the most petty of endeavors, and it's overcoming our human nature and using the power for good. Stan Lee said, with great power comes great responsibility. My thing is an older exum, which is absolute power corrupts absolutely. But on to the more important question, which female comedian are we talking about here? Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, who is giving Mike Richardson's malevolent Lady Stanley Ipkiss vibes. That isn't immediately coming to mind.
Well, hopefully they go with one of my favorites and put Amy Schumer in it.
Oh, the
No.
They're gonna go with Leslie Jones.
Oh God.
19K Fox said, I'm calling Melissa McCarthy. So, and the real reviews is in. Pop Culture's favorite person, PB. Your favorite ego is here in the chat.
I know.
So yeah, I'm gonna go down the line, but I'm pretty sure that I already know the answer. This time I'll start different. Stig, did you ever want a Mask reboot featuring a female?
I didn't even want to watch the original twice. So no, I'll watch another movie. If it's good and people like it, okay, fine. But yeah, it's not. I just don't like it.
So you didn't even like the original?
No.
Oh, I love the original. But that's a source of contention. It depends on the person. Jim Carrey at that time was a very mixed bag. He still is. So
what are you talking about? He was like the biggest movie star at that time.
No, what I'm saying is some people like Jim Carrey films, some people don't. I've heard people say they don't like Ace Ventura. And that's like one of my favorites, and it's a classic
Who are these some people?
Me.
I don't buy it.
See,
I
right
That's
there.
not a real person. I'm talking real people.
Hi, Burp.
What up? What up?
Chris Knight wants to come on.
Yes,
I
see.
already sent him a link, y'all. Come on, I'm on it.
Hi, Burp.
Crikey.
What up? What up?
Chris Knight wants to come on.
Yes, see.
I already sent him a link, y'all.
Yes,
Come on.
yes, you did. Can you guys hear
Chris
me?
Knight wants to come on.
There's an echo.
I already
Oh, yeah.
sent him
Hold
a
on.
link, y'all.
What a professional.
It's PB arch nemesis. Nemesis.
He doesn't
Remember-
deserve one. He's not that good.
Yeah, I know. Chris isn't that good. He doesn't deserve one. I
You
agree.
see, he doesn't listen well either, so that's okay. PB,
Chris and I are allies.
That's right.
We will do well.
see, I'm infiltrating now. This is what this is. I'm infiltrating. How is everyone this lovely, lovely evening, morning, afternoon, whatever you want to call it?
Doing fine.
We're doing great, Chris, and it's great to have you on. Normally you're like not up for me to throw you a link, so
Well,
I'm
it's
glad I could have you on.
Sundays. I can always come on. I've been on the last couple Sundays for at least a little bit. You don't mind if I go ahead here for a second and kind of get Stig's attention really quick, right? I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to show you what I've been showing everybody else lately. It's my backdrop.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hello
Very,
there.
Hello.
very titillating.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I am screen sharing that toxic masculinity. Yes. This has now become a toxic masculinity stream.
Hold on just a second. I got to turn on my lights so you can see it better.
We don't do that show.
He only came out to show us that thing, you know.
Do what?
No, I was just thinking you probably just came on to show us that stuff.
Well, possibly. I'm not going to be here too long because I had an early morning, but I do want to come in. I heard you guys talking about the like, are they doing another reboot or whatever the hell with the mask? Is it?
Yep, a female-led
Oh,
reboot.
of course. Why not? Right? I mean, because that works really well for everything. I mean, look. I mean, Ghostbusters was a phenomenal success. I mean,
Yeah, it did so well in the box office. I remember that.
you know, and you know, you and I have talked about this before. This doesn't work. This is forced, and anything forced, it's like telling people you're going to like this. You're going to like this because we're telling you to like this because this is what we want everybody to follow. This is what we want everybody to do. We want everybody to follow this this bullshit agenda thing, and then they go in and they do this, and all the you know, I worry for the actors and the actresses that are part of this movement, and I'm not even sure if they are, but let's go with the Little Mermaid, and it's off of the mask, but let's go with the Little Mermaid and the fact that the main character is African American. Well, besides the fact that Disney has already tore apart the original story for the Little Mermaid, now they're going to diversify it and they're going to change it, and yet they're acting like there's nothing wrong with that. Well, how do you think the actress who's getting picked is going to feel when people backlash on that? So they're putting these actresses, and whether or not she's a good actress, that's not the point. The point is there's going to be a backlash. There's already a backlash. And so what is this woman going to think? She's going to think, I don't know what she's going to think, but the point is that this is where we get into this argument constantly where now you have filmmakers and film studios and actresses and actors who go on social media and chastise people who hate their part or don't like it was them in it or don't like the fact that they take a female and put them in a male role or a role that was male and then they reboot it like this one. I don't think that's going to work. And honestly, if you're going to redo the mask, like you guys were saying, more like the comic book, and don't go out of your way to heavily change what it's about. And that's just Hollywood now. I don't care what it is. You know, you look at anything out there right now, and Hollywood 90% of the time right now is forcing stuff. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm happy about it. I was surprised though that Spider-Man wasn't more SJW, especially after Endgame. But I guess they decided to hold off until Phase 4 or something. But as far as The Mask is concerned, there's nothing wrong if you're going to reboot it, which I don't think it's going to survive. I don't think it would work either way, male or female. And I don't think this is the right, I guess, culture for a Mask movie. I don't think even if you made it a male one, then it'd become something else that people would say is misogynistic or something like that. But female led, I don't think it can. I don't think it's going to work. I just don't think you can make it work. And I mean, who are you going to put in there? You said I heard somebody say Amy Schumer, but you know who it's going to be, right? You know who's going to be put in this. It's going to be Melissa McCarthy. That's who they're going to make.
God, I hope
She's
not.
given everything like this. And,
Oh shit!
And I don't mind her per se in some roles, but if it's a movie she's in, she tears it apart with overdone humor and the same joke 1,000 times, and it's like watching a sledgehammer hit your head and not doing anything about it when you watch a movie at first. But yeah, so anything for the rest of the class?
Stevie J, what do you think?
Yeah, well, like I said before, I think this is, and Chris just touched on it as well. This is not the movie to do a remake or reboot of. Not one little bit. The first movie I enjoyed, the Jim Carrey version. I probably watched it twice. I think enjoyed it, but since then, no, I haven't thought about it, and no one I've ever spoken to has said, "Hey, do you know what would be great? Let's have a Mask movie again." Yeah, like Chris said, it's forced. It's just forced, and it's going to be crap. And Melissa McCarthy, if it is her, I mean, Amy Schumer was a joke. I really hope it's not her, but Melissa McCarthy is funny in some of her older stuff. She's probably better to be as a side character more than or a supporting character than a main role. But yeah, she's just not funny anymore to me. She's just over the top. Her punchlines, she doesn't actually have a punchline. She says what it should be and then goes on to explain her jokes, and then it's just not funny. So I won't be going to see this when it comes out, no matter who's in it or what they say it's about. The Mask, to me, should have just been left alone. It was a movie 25 years ago or something that was pretty good, and it was entertaining at the time, not so much now. I got no interest in it at all.
I think the biggest problem really is that if you were to continue that series, it should have been done like a year or two after that. Jim Carrey should have done it again. And if you wanted to change the actor, fine. But its course is run. It's past that, even for a reboot now, I think. It was not that popular of a movie for a reboot to begin with. So, and when I say that, I know it made money, but it's not the genre per se or the type of movie you'd make a remake. Like, for instance, Gone with the Wind, as much as I'd hate to say remake it, if they made a remake, it was such an iconic movie that as long as the time and attention was given to it, it could have a chance for success. Not The Mask. There's just not enough substance there that the reboot would just be rehashing a lot of what they did. And
yeah,
it just doesn't set right.
But as well, the mask was like, it was Jim Carrey. That was his thing. And it's like, if they tried to do Ace Ventura again without Jim Carrey, it'd be just some movie with a silly guy in it. Like, there was a whole lot of movies in that era where Jim Carrey basically made the entire character. And so without him, it's just not going to be entertaining at all.
Yeah, I think that's part of the issue is that you look at a lot of these things when you reboot stuff now, and you got to say, is there an actor who fits the style of the original actor? Because people are still going to want kind of that thing. You think of a comedian right now, and I know that a lot of people didn't like Jim Carrey back then. A lot of people think he's all weirded out now, and there's a lot of stuff going around. about Jim Carrey, whatever. Let's just put that aside. Is there an actor who's a comedian right now that can match the intensity that Jim Carrey put behind there? And if you ask me, I say no, there isn't. There is not a male-led actor that's a comedian that can do that right now. And then as far as females go, no, there isn't. Not with the tact that he did. He could deliver a line comedically, and it was gold. I mean, and granted, I don't know if he could do that now, but he back in the 90s, he was the gold standard on what you had to be a big screen comedian. That's what you wanted, was Jim Carrey. I mean, he was the highest paid actor for like 2 or 3 years straight, and there was a reason for that. And then, you go look at some of his, some of his lesser known movies or like his dramatic roles. He could turn it around the other way. He was able to do drama too. And that's versatility. And the guy had it. And you don't have that right now. You don't have an actor or an actress that can fit that mold for that movie. And I think
I would like to play off that, Chris, because that is a point. The problem with Hollywood, and I'm pretty sure most people on the panel can agree, we have god-awful actors and actresses out there as far as young talent goes. The talent pool, at least in my mind, is very shallow. Compared to like the 90s and stuff, you don't have that many big names coming out. I mean, just look at the 80s and the 90s, right? You had like your Mel Gibsons, you had your Danny Glovers, you had your you had Arnold Schwarzenegger, you had Sylvester Stallone, you had all of these guys who could pull off different things. And then even comedian end, you had Jim Carrey, you had a bunch of people who could do different things. And now the only time it seems like you get a good film is if you have an old actor in that role, or you have someone who's a little bit older or around our age or something like that, who have been around for a while. But these young actors and actresses, they suck. I have not seen in this 2000 era anyone come out where I go, wow, that person is just amazing.
Well, I don't.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah, I mean,
he's dead. I'm talking about people who are alive.
But I think that there are some. But again, I think this goes back to what I was saying earlier about being forced. These people are not paired in the right movies, and that's probably why you don't see what you would call a great actor or actress right now, is that they're so often miscasted, and that goes back to the studio. It goes back to the casting director. So these people don't get to blossom in a role that they really can handle. They're given these roles just because they fit a type or a demographic, and that when they're done with that, they get typed again and they're just shoved down to the next movie, and all they're looking for is, oh, you fit a profile we want to push, and we're going to throw you in this movie. And maybe they're just not that type of actor, or an actress, again, whatever. So what you get is you get these people and they can never blossom. You look at actors in the 80s, the 70s, 50s, all these people, they were given roles, and when they found a role that really fit them, whether or not they were typecasted or not, they had a way to blossom. And then somebody would say, hey, this guy's really good in dramas. We're going to get him in dramas. We may not typecast him, but we're going to put him in these really heavily acted roles that he can really show his acting prowess. And let's say a guy came on and he's strong, he looks fit. We're going to give him this role. He's going to play this tough guy, and he's only going to have like 15 lines in the whole movie, and one of them's going to be, I'll be back. But we're going to get what we want out of him because it's what he does well. And they did that so well for so many years, and now all of a sudden they turned around. It's no longer about, can you do the part? Can you act in this role? It's, look at you. You're a female African American who has female mixed race that has a white mother or a black father, and you come from Indonesia, and you fit this profile to show that we're all inclusive. We're going to put you in this part. We're going to and then it backfires, and they don't get to actually get somewhere where they're like, ooh, I like this part. I'm going to put my time and effort in this part. They just don't do that now. And they do it so often. And like I said, that hurts the talent pool. So even if somebody like Daisy Ridley, for instance, is really good at acting, she's not able to show her parts. She's not able to show that she's good at it because, well, you're giving her a part that has no depth. and no ability for her to show that she can do this. And that makes it so difficult. I mean, those of us who are content creators for YouTube, how often do you sit there and you're like, you try to think of what you're going to talk about or what you're going to do, and you put all that time and effort into it, and the only way you can really, really, evolve in this is to immerse yourself in the craft. But let's just say instead somebody was just hand feeding you, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, and it's like, I don't even have an interest in this. Well, that's your video though. You're going to do that video right now. Okay, it's not going to be nearly as good as something you really want to do and that you really want to put the time and effort into. So that's literally what it's like. It's like a YouTube creator just getting hand fed. You're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, or whatever. That's what it's like. So how do we know if we have any good actors? They're not giving them a chance to get into the right parts. They're just hand feeding them crap.
Mm-hmm.
So, who else wants to weigh in on this?
Well, I had said earlier that I'm just going to repeat it again, is that nobody asked for this shit. It's obviously about money making. And they're just thinking that somehow they're going to be pulling in a new generation with this girl power shit. And eventually this will all just burn itself down. The Coliseum will burn down. We'll move on to something else to burn down. And every time they do one of these reboots, it's the same process over and over again. And I'm kind of just sick of it. I'm starting to tune this stuff out the moment I even hear it. That's the sad part. I don't care. It's getting to the new part where I'm just going back in time and looking at old content and stuff that was ignored, or maybe there was multiple versions of a film that came out in the same year that were all very similar, and maybe one did better, but maybe another version surpassed it. This is just sad. I mean, no one asked for this crap. They're just looking to cash in on the generations as they've done before. This is just the repetitive cycle they've always done in Hollywood. Just like they went after the boomer generation, they're going after the 90s kids. And because they don't really know this generation very well, of anybody, okay, of that, let's just say, genre of interest, they're going to continue to fail. And I don't think they know how to platform it. They don't know how to allow or permit any creativity. At least when we were getting American Graffiti or Indiana Jones, that was new stories, and they were being allowed in the door. But we have generations at the wheel right now that they're just clinging with their death rattling hands to the steering wheel and won't let go to let others take over those roles. Instead, they feel like they have to continue the same cycle. This is just all greed shit. So that's my rant. It's on a tangent, but whatever. I can't stand this reboot shit anymore.
LB, you've talked a lot about tokenism and stuff like that, and brought up your points. How do you feel about this?
Honestly, I don't care, but to add to the conversation, because I've actually talked to a few people about it, and like, I didn't know The Mask was a comic. I thought the movie was just something they created. Well, I didn't read comic books, so that don't even matter. But from someone told me that the comics did include like female versions of The Mask. So for me with this, it's like, okay, if that is indeed true, then I don't really see a problem with doing one with a female, but this is where the problem comes. Instead of announcing, hey, we're doing a reboot of The Mask starring whoever, they plant the seeds to get people outraged or whatever. And then he's like, I can't mention who the names are. And then the media people start speculating. And we all know how these comedy movies go. They just go to the same people, the Saturday Night Live comedians. And compared to like the current generation, compared to, let's say, Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, Jim Carrey, he was in Living Color, right?
Oh yeah, Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Well, that era of the comedians and actors, they were all actually good actors. Like these comedians, they're basically, okay, we have a script. Oh, whatever script, we're just gonna do whatever we please on set and tell our stupid little vagina jokes and queef jokes and all that lowbrow comedy. So it's like, okay, we're gonna get a Mask movie that is basically going to be like every other Melissa McCarthy comedy movie or Amy Schumer comedy movie, and it's just going to be somebody wearing a mask, and that's where it's just like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Mhm.
I'll do like I did with Son of Mask. I skipped it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree. Um, let's
I
see.
think that LB is absolutely right with the fact that I don't know, comedians just seem to tread on grotesque humor and not even dark humor, but just grotesque and unneeded humor. And at least back in the day, if it was edgy, fine, but it had some class to it. Eddie Murphy was probably one of the best at that, at being real edgy and raw, and yet it just came off nice. It came off great. It felt okay. And Jim Carrey did that too. I don't know about edgy, but it's just the way it is the way he deliver a line. Melissa McCarthy, as much as she may have done some good work in her acting career and more in TV than anything. When you talk about movies, Tammy was just a train wreck. I mean,
Oh yeah.
but that's what you get. You get the same joke in 50 movies, and you're like, you're not doing anything to help anything. So how can you get a good movie? And they're going to do that. They're going to find somebody that just doesn't fit the humor of this brand. And I mean, I know that people who are into the comics, when Jim Carrey came out, they were like, oh, that's not the right person, but it worked. And yeah.
And people forget too, that movie, for the time it was made, it had some pretty dark stuff in it. Especially with the gangster killing all those people, and when he got the mask and stuff like that. I read the Dark Horse comics, and
No
did
way. You
have-
read the source material?
I know, I'm sure you're surprised, but yes, it was Dark Horse comic run. To start out with, the comics weren't that popular. They weren't like really big money makers. Okay, it wasn't really well known until Jim Carrey did that movie. Then there was a revitalization in the books. So honestly, going off of, yes, PB, the source material, it actually wasn't even that big for the source material. It wasn't like a Spider-Man or anything else like that. It was like one of those comics that are kind of under the radar that no one had read that much of until that movie had come out, and then bam, they were like, oh, there's a comic book. And then you had the inverse where people got more interested in it. And yes, there were female masks and things like that, but they did it kind of like different stories of different individuals. So even the setup was different from the movie. Well, kind of not really though, because he found the mask, but it was more of setup like different people would find the mask and it would affect them in different ways. And so, I mean, if they did something like that, that'd be kind of cool. But it would have to be the story, the person they cast, the setting, what they're going for. If they go for a darker, edgier tone, as the guy who created it says he wants to do, I mean, there's a lot of variables.
No. You shouldn't need all these caveats, guy. You told me straight from your mouth that if they take the source material and just bring it to life, that'll make a good movie. You told me that.
Required in the source material what he's saying. I will agree with him on that.
Thank you.
But I will say that, do you have trust in Hollywood to do that?
No.
No.
That's all I say. Every one of these things now, I'm like, even with me, Star Wars. Do I have faith in Hollywood and Lucas Productions and all that? And do I now? With it 9, the closer we get, the more I'm like, oh God, I see this train wreck coming. No matter what I hear, oh, they're going to do this to fix it so there's no backlash. Oh, great, so it's going to be worse. That's what you're going to do. You're going to make it worse and more backlash.
Yeah.
Anytime they say they're fixing a script to make it better, to help the movie along, it gets worse. Pointing context for that is Dark Phoenix. They
Yeah, I don't even
pulled
want
it, and then
to.
they said, we fixed it. We fixed it so we can put it out. And it's like, I'm not even going to see that movie.
I don't even want to relive that. That movie crushed my soul.
That's what you get when you let Hollywood fix things.
And actually, they really didn't even. Never mind. I'm not getting into this.
So here's the thing: Disney had the chance to tell Fox, you can do this movie, you can't do this movie, whatever's in production. That's what they did. And they went through a list, and you know what? I bet you they looked at this and said, we'll let them fuck this one up because then we can take the characters with it and kill their series out and do whatever we want with the characters. I think that was a direct display of Disney sabotaging a series just so they can start from scratch.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, off topic, so whatever.
But yeah, I agree. And yeah, shit, I don't even want to think about that movie. But anyway, so I think we can all agree that this is a terrible idea.
Before you
TV
move on,
perp.
before you move on, Perp probably sleep, but like when you was talk about the matter just like 2 minutes ago, I think something cool
I'm
that
up.
could be done. Like I'm not saying so much like a horror movie, but kind of like horror elements as far as different people using the mask. You could come up with a concept that's related to that. That I think that could be pretty cool. Instead of
Maybe, yeah, do like a Brightburn, but with the mask.
Oh, that would be awesome.
It's already been done.
Let me guess. It's some
Goosebumps?
anime.
No, Goosebumps, Haunted Mask. That's why I always wanted like that type of movie because they talk about a female getting a mask. So it's like, why not?
Yeah, that's true. The Haunted Mask.
There's ways they can do this, but you know what? This movie lends itself to not be a reboot. It's just a continuation. And that's kind of how that's what the point of the mask is it moves from person to person, but the story changes with the person. So a reboot, if they were to come up with a completely original idea and put a woman in it, fine. But they need to basically say, and this goes back to a lot of things, they need to go back and say that it does exist within the realms of what you saw in Jim Carrey and unfortunately the Son of the Mask. Because that's about the only way you can make it original is keep it within the dimensions of the original two and then continue on as if this mask is a perpetual from one person to the next. It changes. It's too powerful for any one person. Therefore, it moves on. You could do that. But again, I just think that I don't think this is one of those movies that's going to survive the length of time it's been out. It didn't the first time with Son of the Mask, so I don't think it's going to do it this time.
right.
Yeah, it's going to be a train wreck.
I think they should just take the money
Oh,
that they're
yeah.
going to be spending, take the money they're going to be spending on this, and go and find a writer to pay something extra to get an actual original script written. Let's get an original movie. Nothing to do with the mask, just a original movie.
Stevie, that makes sense. Stop talking sense.
Sorry.
Like
Sorry, I'll take that crazy talk away from you.
Yeah, I know. Come on.
Fucking
I'm really
Australians.
crazy.
Yeah, so we can all agree this is a bad idea. It's gonna go sideways, and we'll see because right now he's just in talks with whoever they're gonna get. So
And talks days
well,
as it's going on.
yeah. So I did have a very interesting topic about veggie burgers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you know what very interesting
Really?
means.
I definitely don't associate interesting with a veggie burger.
Yeah, I could just see everybody sitting around the dinner table. I heard something interesting today at work about veggie burgers, and everybody just looks up and goes like, "Okay, I'm done. Bye."
Well,
Just use those people from the panel, and they drop off, and just one after another.
So this is basically tonight's version of Reggie the Cat.
Hey, what did I say about Reggie? He puts in work. He's a hardworking cat. I'm looking for big things from Reggie in 2019 and 2020. I will fucking elect that cat for president.
Well,
It's my
as
homeboy.
good as anybody else.
So I'm gonna screen share from Reasons Magazine and Mississippi sued for an awful veggie burger ban.
What?
Okay.
Oh.
Can I say something really quick about this? This is again this forced. This is government getting into something they have no need to. If you need to be explained that when they say that it's a burger or something like that, but it's veggie based or whatever, if you need to be told that there's no meat in that, or you need to keep them from telling me that there's meat, that it's a meatless, and that's what they're trying to stop is the meat part. Listen, folks, if you don't know this already, then you can't be saved. You need to wait for the bus to show up. And when the bus gets there, don't ask any questions. It's just going to take you to a nice place. Okay, just going to take you someplace away from the world that you don't understand. This is.
I wanna try that burger though. It looks good.
It does. I don't government wasting my tax dollars fighting veggie burgers.
You're not a fan of the veggie burger fight?
You know, there are so many other better things to spend tax dollars on. Hell, I don't know. I'm sure that
Veggie hot dogs?
yeah. I'm sure that they have roads that need to be fixed. I'm sure that there's public work projects that need to be done. But the $1 million or $2 million that they got paid to waste time in talks about this.
They can fill the holes in the roads with veggie burgers.
But why do this? And now here's the snowball effect. They pass this ban that they can't say veggie or they can't say meat or associate it with meat. So what happens now? All these companies are going to jump in and they're going to sue or they're going to try to block it. Well, who does that? The government's courts. More money wasted. This is all taxpayers' money that pay for these judges, pay for the time that's in there, pays for the person who's sitting there at the clerk's desk, and it's just a waste. It's a rolling waste ball. Ask Stig about waste balls; he'll know.
Yeah,
frozen waste balls, but it's politics as usual here. Let's not face the issues. Let's not look at the real issues. Let's not focus on something that's needing to be worked on. Let's pick the stupid shit and fight about it for 4 years. And then I'll go to my constituents and say, look what I did. I stopped veggie burgers. Re-elect me. People don't pay attention to what they need to with government. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do people like government getting involved in everything? Do you guys like that? I mean, I don't. Government needs to get involved with only the bare essentials that they're required to do, which is, infrastructure and, basic laws about, criminality and stuff like that. But when you come down to telling me what the company that tries to sell me a veggie burger is going to call it, really? That's important? Because, I don't know. Have you guys ever seen Dave, the movie about,
Yeah.
Okay.
Kevin
So
Kline.
at some point in there, they're trying to cut money. He's trying to cut money to get this homeless shelter reopened or to get money sent to the homeless shelter. And he's talking to a guy and he says, so we're spending $1.2 million on an ad campaign about cars. Yeah. And the guy says, yeah. And you mean these are cars that they've already bought? Well, yeah, we're trying to bolster their beliefs in that they bought a good product. And he says, we're paying money to advertise to make people feel good about a car they've already bought.
Mm-hmm.
That's government. And it's like, why? Cut the money, use it someplace better. I mean, use it for homeless vets. Oh my God. No, that's crazy. Why do that?
Mm-hmm. It's true.
let's not. We talked about this one another time. Let's not lose our orphans in the state. Let's try to find them. Let's use the money to keep them where they belong. I don't know, but no, we're gonna stop and tell them you can't use the word meat and associate with a veggie burger because that's good money spent. Done with that.
Oh, really quick, I just want to get to a super chat from the Senate because I was wondering where he was, and he has appeared, as always, to mock me, and I appreciate that. He said, I bet you eat all the meat, Zod, and not the burger, you dumb mofo. Good to have you in the chat, Senate.
So on that note, do you?
We had
at least once, for sure.
Yes.
It sounds to me like a really good idea for Disney to make a live action movie about this.
Oh, well, this is perfect. But wait, you can't make the meat. You can't let the meat be the star. You have to put a veggie in place of the meat for the star.
Oh no, of course, and it has to be an African American female veggie burger that's the main character. Yeah,
absolutely. From Indonesia.
For sure. From Indonesia.
Stop being racist.
You can't be African American from Indonesia.
Yeah.
I have to do all the check marks. There's a list that they send out. I have the list from Disney. It's African American or some other than white, from a different country than America. And if it's a male part, it has to now be female. And Kathleen Kennedy needs to be a part of this. And there's a list.
Just change it to other. That's what Zod did.
Super chat from the Senate. He says, I was on the Geek in Disguise live stream about Stranger Things. Good. Don't bring any spoilers this way, please, because I'm still in the middle of it.
Right.
Yeah. And
season was fire.
So far, it's all right. But keep in mind, I'm about an episode or two in because I finally got a chance to actually sit down and watch it for a little bit before a unicorn wrangled me. So.
Oh, sorry. Stevie, Stig, I mean, do they do this stupid shit over there?
Yes, actually.
Yes.
We've had, I think that was last year, the government decided to change the logo on the National Railroad Company sign, and they spent 20 million kroners on it.
And you see, this is the problem. I'm sure you guys have better things you could do there, right? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you could supply half of the country probably with some good weed for that. I mean,
yeah, I mean, all you really need
is love.
Yeah, that too, but a sign with a train on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that difficult.
Shellback, I skipped your super chat because it says for above flipping super chat. That isn't a chat. That's a statement to someone, Shellback. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You have to look above. Look at 129, you putz.
I can't. Okay, continue.
I know, scrolling is difficult.
So, Chris, they do stupid shit here too, mate. They decided that they wanted to ban the singing of our national anthem in primary schools or elementary schools because it was going to offend too many other races.
Oh my God. You're in Australia, right?
Yep.
And you're worried about offending people now?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh my God. Well, you guys used to be
I'm not worried.
offending people. I mean, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying I love Australians who just have a way of jabbing you in the gut just right. And this is ridiculous. The absolute stupidity of governments in the world.
Yep.
I have my plan for government, but people would call it anarchy, so we won't go down that road.
Yeah, so this thing, this thing is, dude, I agree. It's like with all the problems going on, you know, why is this like a main concern? I don't even get why this argument came about. As I was trying to read through it as you guys were talking, I'm like, what, did someone get offended? Is it because it's not a burger? I mean, what was the whole point of banning the thing? It makes no sense.
This
No, it makes perfect sense that you were trying to read.
You know, the problem is that the younger generation is so fucking dumb.
it's true.
Yeah, that's why movies are dumbed down. That's why video games are dumbed down.
It's true.
And they're noisy kids throwing a tantrum every time they don't like something. Not liking something seems to equal being offended now, because
Well,
they don't even know the meaning of the word.
this is lobbying at its finest. This, and I guarantee you, a certain meat company, you know, whatever, Oscar Mayer, freaking the U.S. Beef Council, something like that, got offended that 2% drop in their revenue because and then they go and they poll people. They're like, well, why, you know, what do you choose when you choose a hamburger? And somebody said the Impossible Burger, which is basically a veggie burger. And and they got like, you know, let's say they polled 300 people and 25 people said a veggie burger. And then somewhere on there, what makes you choose this? Well, because they say it tastes like a hamburger. Oh shit, they're telling them it tastes like a hamburger. Well, if it does, it does. Fine, who cares? Or they think it does, who cares? But that's what it is. It pissed off the U.S. Beef Council or somebody like that. And they went to their guy that's in the state representative office or whatever, that sits there and walks the halls and knocks on people's door like an ambulance chaser, and said, we're going to pay you your $5 million in 1 month if you can get them to put a ban on this, or put a law against this. And you know what? That guy heard $5 million bonus, whatever the hell they offered to pay him. And he was like, fuck yes. And he got it done. That's how it works.
Yeah, so
that guy went and said, I've got 500,000 voters. They're going to vote you out of office next week if you don't do this for me. That's how it works.
Yes, you know, I've noticed in the last few years, last 10 years, where has the normal goddamn food gone off to? I mean,
It went into your gas tank.
I want to know
ethanol.
I mean, you can't even get a normal cup of coffee anymore. You walk into a coffee shop and say, "Hey, I want a coffee," and they look at you like you're crazy because they don't even know what a normal coffee is. You have to stand there for 10 minutes designing the fucking thing. And here's the variety of 100 things you can put in your coffee. Please tell me what to put in it.
Can I have
like
coffee?
Put coffee in cup.
Just want black coffee. Oh wait, that's racist. Never mind. Sorry. No. Okay, so those of you who are in the United States, have any of you ever heard of Sterling's potato chips?
Nope.
No. Okay.
No.
This is a potato chip. I'm in Missouri, so maybe it's just around here. They were freaking awesome potato chips. Awesome. And they were made in Iowa. Well, they passed that law stating that they couldn't use like a trans fat oil or whatever it was, like vegetable oil or animal fat oil or what, something passed over the past year or two from the U.S. government said they couldn't use the oil that they were doing their potato chips in. They had to pull them from the shelves, and they're still not out. They're trying to figure out how to make it taste the way it used to, and they haven't put them back out on the shelves yet. And there's tons of us here in the Midwest that love those things, and we don't know why we can't get them, and we keep trying to get a hold of the company, and the company's saying, well, we don't have a way of doing this because it took the oil that we used to use, and we can't use that oil anymore, so it just tastes like crap now. It's like, you know what? Whose job is it to make sure I'm healthy? Anyone?
Well, do you know what? It's actually heading towards Demolition Man kind of territory. You know, where
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
salt was banned, swearing was banned. Anything fun was banned.
Any
Sex
site.
was banned.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Ah,
No, there's no change there.
People you have to tell your government no, but nobody does because everybody's afraid of the government. Or everybody just like Stig said it best. The people who are voting now, the younger people, don't even look at who they're voting for.
No, because they're based on feelings now.
Their feelings. It's based off of, oh look, she's a lesbian
Hmm.
person running for Congress. You know what? Fine. I don't care if there's lesbian in Congress. I don't care if you're gay, homophobic. I don't care what you are. That's not what I base my votes on. People who got all up in arms about, Bill Clinton getting some in the freaking Oval Office, great. You know what? I know the guy can get something then. I don't care about that. I don't care if you have a good home life with your wife. I don't care. That's not what my government's there for. My government's not there to tell me what to do with my family. My government's not there to tell me what to eat. My government's not there to tell me where to sleep, what mattress to get on, or if I can shit in the middle of the night and flush my toilet. That's not what they're there for. They're there for basic things. Take care of your roads, take care of the laws, make sure that things are at a status quo level. And as far as food goes and things like that, unless you're talking about the quality of the food, the standards of the food, that's fine. But don't tell me what they can and can't call the food. If I'm stupid enough to buy shit on a plate and they tell me it's chocolate, that's my fault, not anybody else's.
So, we're talking about something that comes down to false advertising then, right?
That's what they're saying, but they're not. They say it's meatless, and they banned the word meat. They cannot associate it with meat in any way. That means they can't say it's meatless. Well, it is meatless. They're going off the idea from what I've read, what I've looked at, is the fact that somehow the veggie burgers are profiting off of the use or portrayal that they have meat, or they are associated with being like a hamburger or something that's beef based. The problem is that's what they're trying to do. They are trying to make a hamburger that has no meat in it, but it's still a hamburger that tastes like a hamburger. That's what everybody says about the Impossible Burgers. I've never tried one, but I've heard a lot of people say that they're really good. But if you can't squash a veggie burger and you have meat, like your meat or whatever, or anything that's veggie based, if you can't just say, well, yeah, you could eat that, but we have the real thing over here. This comes down to a meat company. I guarantee it. It's a meat company.
I see someone special in the chat. What's up, Jackie Vic?
Oh, she's been here for a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I see you now.
All right,
LB,
guys.
you're hilarious.
I'm going to jump off of here. I'm sorry. I've occupied so much time. My ego had to talk, so that's how it happens. PB, Squirrel, LB, Herb, PB, Stig, and last but not least, Mr. Zod. I'm not calling you General. Sorry. My ego won't let me do that, seeing as you have my ego to even do these things. Still. I'm still waiting.
All right, Zod will let that go.
I'm still waiting for the money for that. You borrow my ego, and you said $5 a stream. A couple $100 by now.
I told you once I get monetized.
Okay, so okay, I see how this is. So we have to both get monetized, because if you're getting monetized, I got to be monetized. Because, yeah, guys, listen. Sub to his channel if you're not already. Sub to all these people's channels. They're all awesome. Stig has some great duck footage, by the way. Just so you need to know that. And PB, you do the great recaps. I love it. You guys are all.
Chris, my top 5 list is on my channel.
Yeah, I know. I haven't had a chance to look at that yet. I need to. I hope poop shows up somewhere.
No.
Damn it.
But the wind is on it.
Top 5 poop stories.
The wind is on it, though.
Oh, ooh. That was nice. Okay. Hey, guys, take it easy. You all have a good time.
Have a good night.
See you, mate.
Good night, Chris. Good to have you on, buddy. All right, so welcome. Hey, I got 8 dislikes. I think that was after I started talking about veggie burgers. Fucking veggie burgers.
Or,
That was really
They're
tough.
not burgers.
or
And you
maybe when
They-
shouldn't
Chris,
be able to call them burgers.
or
They
maybe when
fuck you
Chris
every
started
time.
talking.
What was that, LB?
I say maybe the dislikes came when Chris started talking.
Could have been me when I said all the young people are damn stupid, though.
That's a lot
Doubtful.
of dislikes.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's all it takes these days.
I did have a secret subject.
Ooh.
Yeah, one that.
Ooh.
One that
Is it
I
secret?
did not put in
No,
there.
hold
but-
on.
Uh-oh.
If you can call it almond milk, then you can call it a veggie burger with meat. I don't think you should be able to call it almond milk because there's no fucking teat on a goddamn nut. It's a juice.
Well, it's possible to put a tit on. Huh?
It is
Not a fan.
possible.
Not a fan of 69, are you?
Well, when you're a lonely man, you're not a fan of those type of things.
So, this I found interesting for all of us who were going from the 80s to the 90s, and we all
What the fuck
remember.
is this?
Oh yeah, Verb and everyone hate listening to high fidelity music. Here's a Bluetooth cassette Walkman.
Sounds
It's a
so
waste of time,
perverse.
man.
Fuck.
What's a cassette?
So, I remember back in the day I had cassettes. Who here had cassettes and
I did.
Walkmans?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I had
The
an
old-
MP2 player. That shit looked crazy.
I still
The
have
old
cassettes.
mixtape.
My Commodore 64 uses tapes.
So apparently this is a new Walkman, which I found funny because I thought after the CD player came out and these iPads and iPods and all this other shit started coming out, well, Walkman was pretty much dead, but they're revitalizing. So they say you don't need to be an audio film. What the fuck is that?
File.
Audio.
Audio file.
Okay,
Holy
thank
crap.
you. To understand that the cassette tape was one of the worst audio formats in the history of pre-recorded music, I disagree.
I disagree
a lot-
too.
Yeah, I had a lot of good stuff on it. I could hear it clearly. Yeah, I don't know what to talk about. Even with amateur ears, it's impossible to miss the constant hissing of a tape, the tiny, thin sound, and the clickety-clack of the plastic cranks pushing along the easily wrapped magnetic strip. Imagine combining the racket with Bluetooth connection, which our sister site Sound Guys prove with objective data to be subpar sound-wise to a wired connection. The
That's
reasonable
facts.
combo will give you amply named Kickstarter project It's Okay, a Bluetooth cassette player in the style of a Sony Walkman. So before I go further, what do you guys think about that combo?
It's
Trash.
it's an abomination. Yeah.
It's
Don't
just
bring
it's
don't bring
just-
back cassettes. It's like you might as well bring back like 8 tracks. Like
Yeah.
why do
Cassettes
that?
never went away.
it's
Nick seems pretty passionate about this.
Yeah.
one.
Don't fuck with a Walkman or stuff from the 80s. It's just not right.
well. First of all, the
LB,
Walkman
what do
was
you
my
think?
Man, I don't know why we talking about this waste of time, but
I look like Johnny Lawrence for a reason.
This is dumber than when Apple re-released the iPod Touch. iPod
Yeah.
Touch. Shit.
this
Yep.
is like it's basically saying let's bring back the floppy disk.
Right.
Yeah. Let's
This
do
is-
that.
They're just trying to make money off the whole nostalgia kick. You know, everyone's like trying to like relive their childhood or some shit, but this is stupid. I wouldn't buy this. It looks, at first glance, you're like, oh, there's a memory that I don't want to relive.
All right.
You
This Shutting the
Stevie,
fuck up.
what were you saying?
Me.
Yeah,
Yes.
now you can talk. Apparently,
Cool. I just thought I was being impressed again. I was just gonna say my favorite piece of tech in Guardians of the Galaxy was the Walkman. It was awesome. It might have had something to do with the music it was playing, but anyway. No, this is stupid. It was awesome when they came out, the Walkmans, because that was all we had. But I don't ever want to use one again. No.
You
And I said that-
wound me.
Just think. I mean, just think how annoying. If you didn't want to listen to a song, you had to fast forward or rewind, and then just think when CDs came out and CDs weren't $30 to buy and they got cheaper. It's like, man, I ain't got no reason for a tape anymore unless you're like walking around and didn't have a CD Walkman.
I still burn CDs. Cause I had a CD player in my car. So
But what that got to do with what I was talking about, bro?
I'm just
nothing. The answer is nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing. But yeah, man,
Typical perp.
I
You know
agree
what?
with Mad Squirrel put it perfectly.
You know what would be cool though? If they did bring back the floppies, but they had a new technology in it, so you could store several gigabytes on a floppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
'Cause
That's
that clicking sound a floppy makes when you put it in is epic. Yeah.
I want to hear that sound effect on your next video, Stig.
I want to have it as
sound
a.
effect.
I want to have it as a a message
Intro?
sound on my phone.
You should make it as an intro.
Think about it too. Like when the tape popped, it was practically done with. You had to take the tape back and hope it worked. You know.
But do you remember all the fun of like when the tape got caught up in the tape player and you had to use a pencil or your finger to wind it back.
Yeah.
And then when you had to press play again because the tape was all crinkled, it made some shit sound every time you went over that bit.
I gotta read a super chat from the Senate. It says, "Boomers."
Oh my god. We have Shell back. I gotta ring this. He says, bring back dial up.
I love that noise.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the best. That was the only part of Captain Marvel that I liked was when they were waiting for the internet. That was fucking hilarious because it was so true. And you used to hear the.
Oh my god, that was the worst modem ever.
You had to hope it would connect because if it didn't connect, you had to wait a few seconds and then go right back to start again. That was the worst.
Yeah, oh my god, dial up was so bad.
You know, I'm a patient fellow, so I didn't mind it.
Well, of course, you're a Jedi.
If you're trying to look at certain things at nighttime, and you're not supposed to be on the internet, that wasn't a good thing to have.
I miss the house phones too.
Especially towards the end of certain videos.
And then, like, you couldn't click it off quick enough, so you're sitting there and, like, someone busts in and you're like, come on, and the fucking thing, you had to, like, pull the fucking plugs out of the wall.
I don't want to hear what you're clicking off and pulling out.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
If they're bringing back Walkmans, they should bring back those hypercolor T-shirts as well.
Oh God!
I mean, that way you can wear them while you play the Walkman.
That's right. We could all walk around like douchebags with our hypercolor T-shirts.
Remember those patches you can you could sew onto your jackets? You know, like a cobra head or something. You can just sew onto the back of your jacket.
Oh yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I want to get one of those and sew one onto my football shirt. Instead of a name and a number on the back, I want a cobra or a tiger.
Well, I'm sure you'll be able to find one, and I'm sure it will have Bluetooth.
Yeah, I hate Bluetooth. I hate Bluetooth and Spotify and no, I'm still using Winamp.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Winamp and
What?
MP3
Winamp.
Plus.
Yeah.
Winamp.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a music
Wow.
player from the
Wow, you're
early.
still using that? That's crazy. That still
Yeah, both.
works.
Yeah, they're still releasing new versions of it.
That's
With
wild.
skins and everything.
Yeah, yeah, it's really good. I don't
Yeah, I
want to
just be
use
downloading
Spotify.
torrents.
Spotify is for people who write silly blogs.
No, I'm pretty sure they're going to bring back just about every single piece of tech from the 80s and 90s just so they can add Bluetooth to it. So
But
pick
Bluetooth with
something. Pick something, Bluetooth.
but
Yeah.
Bluetooth with Dolby Atmos is amazing. It definitely makes a difference.
No.
It is.
I don't think they know about that Dolby Atmos, bro.
You and your Dolby.
I hate technology.
I can tell.
Yeah.
So here's a question for everyone on the panel.
No.
This time I'll start with LB. If there is a piece of old tech you would want to see brought back that you consider functional, what would it be?
Raquel Welch.
Oh my god.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Sorry, carry on.
Man, I don't
The
know.
Japanese are working on it.
That's like a loaded question, man. You trying to make me think all at 3 in the morning, bro?
Hey man, that's what we do here.
Man, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't.
All right, we'll swing back
Okay.
around. I'll let you think on it. Man, what would you like to bring back?
Oh god. That's a good question. I was thinking too. I don't know. I wish I do agree with Jamie Vick. I do miss landlines, having an actual landline. I know they still exist, but I mean, I would like that trend to come back where we had answering machines and mobile phones aren't as popular, but because they're so convenient, I doubt that will 100% take. But I would just like landlines to come back into fruition and less about cell phones because I hate being on call. I hate having no excuse to say, well, I missed your message. Because I mute my phone constantly. I don't want to hear all the stuff go off on it all the time, even if I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd like to just have landlines again. I agree with her. I would rather just, she likes the satisfaction of smashing a phone.
The
Yeah, when
phone
you're
is an
pissed off and
annoying
then
asshole.
For me, I just don't like being found that easily. I'd like to just be able to be, oh, I'm out and I'm out. I don't get a text. I don't get any of that. I also like pagers. I miss that too. That's another thing. I miss
Ooh,
pagers.
a pager with Bluetooth.
Oh God. Ugh, bad ideas.
I miss my sidekick.
Yeah.
Sidekick. That's
The
a good one.
sidekick. BlackBerry. Bring back BlackBerry.
That's a crackberry.
BBM. I miss BBM.
Yeah, that's just that was before I what was it? iMessage.
See, I knew you'd be able to think of some LB.
That's not really old. That's like 10 years ago.
That's old for technology.
And BlackBerry still makes phones too, so
They do? Wow.
yeah.
Exactly.
It's like once in a blue moon kind of type of shit though.
Well,
I'm
no,
gonna
man.
say
Blue moons are kind of frequent. Go ahead, Stevie.
I'm gonna say Sega Master System.
Man,
Oh.
they didn't have them in the United States. They only had them like in Europe.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Really? That shit was
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
I had one when I stayed in England. Like Alex the Kid was the game that was like
yeah, the built-in games. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had Hang On as well, the motorbike game.
Yeah,
Foreigners.
man, you know all about that. Yep.
Oh yeah, I was all over that shit. And yeah,
With Bluetooth.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking oath.
So that would be like blue Bluetooth if it's Sonic.
Well,
I
that
just
one is coming back though because they're making a Sega Mini.
Oh,
No,
fuck.
man, we want the real deal.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, man. Not the Sega Minis.
I just need a Bluetooth headset that's got a range of at least 500 feet or 1,000 feet. All that.
What the fuck are you doing?
No, I'm just saying because like that shit, you'll go out of range like once you hit like 30 feet. That's like short as hell.
Dude, you're supposed to have your phone like in your pocket with your Bluetooth in your ear. That's the point.
So the Senate has a super chat. He says, "There's too many boomers. What am I going to do?" Well, technically, I'm a millennial. I was born in '84.
Yeah, I'm a millennial
me
too.
too.
Yeah, all of us except for Stig.
Oh no, Stig and I are zennials technically.
Oh, that's right. I always forget
Yeah.
that Squirrel is as
We're
old as Stig.
special.
Yeah,
We're
we're
special
tucked in
people.
there. Special in quotes.
Yeah.
I consider there's two brands of millennials. You got the regular millennials, and you got these current idiot millennials.
Yeah. Spot on.
Yeah.
Ooh, macadamia nut cookies. Yeah, those are like my top 3 right there.
PB, will you read the Senate's last little thing he just posted? Please.
Boomers.
If he keeps this up, I'm gonna sleep with his mom.
Oh.
Don't use old technology for that.
I'm your dad now, Senate. I'm your dad.
Will it be via Bluetooth connection?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
No. It's gonna be by a floppy.
Floppy dicks.
Floppy dick.
Not the hard disk.
No.
Oh my.
Oh my god, this is why people come
So
here.
you're not going to have any hard drives with her?
Yeah, my floppy is going into her input device, not her backup though.
Oh shit.
The A drive, B drive, or C drive?
Hey, that's where the floppy went.
Butterfingers asks, how old is a boomer? Is that the same as a baby boomer?
Essentially. Typically. I mean, there's a little bit of crossover. Typically, anybody who's being a putz with technology is called a boomer.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck.
That's internet slang, basically, for anybody who's not technologically inclined. Or
so you could either call them a boomer or you could call them General Zod.
Oh
He
my.
wouldn't be so cocky if he had seen what I can do with MS-DOS.
That's
true.
hot.
Oh,
You probably don't even know what MS-DOS is, man.
Oh man, I miss DOS.
I use the DOS box emulator all the time. It's great.
Zod, for some reason, I don't think you ever knew how to use MS-DOS. I'm sorry.
I did. I played Oregon Trail.
Ooh,
Oh.
300 Kenobi points there, Sod.
Thank you, sir. That was a
Holy
very
shit.
great game. Although I did not like the whole fucking snake thing. I used to get pissed off.
Negative points.
I always died from dysentery in that game.
Oh,
Figures.
I got a question. Do any of y'all watch that YouTuber Tim Cast?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I do.
Don't think so.
I like recently.
Tim Pool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's interesting.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever watched a single one of his
Oh,
videos.
the journalist.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's excellent.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen any of it.
I was
He
watching
definitely.
one of his videos earlier because he was on my suggestions.
So you just watch whatever's suggested to you?
For the most part, because like, I mean, I don't
Good
really
to
watch
know.
too many YouTubers like for stuff I want to see, because like a
Mhm.
lot of the stuff is the same. So like when I see something different pop up, I'll usually check them out.
Yeah, Tim Pool has a lot of really
Okay,
good
I get what you're
material.
saying.
He definitely is talking about all of the woke politics and stuff like that. Before it was, he always stays kind of like he leans left, but he's more like center left. So
Yeah,
he looks at a broad picture of everything, and he can't stand the woke stuff. So he does discuss a lot of generational stuff in the media and any current events. I recommend him too. He has a lot of really good material.
yeah.
Did anyone see the video that Amazing Lucas did on Ariel and the Disney thing?
Yeah.
Not yet.
No, I missed it.
It's pretty funny. Just because of the way he is, like just because of his
Mhm.
personality, it's pretty funny.
You know when you mentioned Matt Squirrel that he does his stuff scripted, like I had a suspicion he did, but now since you mentioned it, I'm like, yeah, he seems 100% scripted when he talks.
Mhm. Oh yeah, well, it probably helps him keep on track too.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah. Mm. There is a super chat in there, PB from the Senate
Oh, there
again.
are several.
Oh yeah,
Oh
he's
my
going.
god.
He's going.
Yeah, he said super chat 300 Kenobi points because fuck you. You can't just say 300 Kenobi points. That's not how it works. That's what I just wrote back to him.
Yeah. I guess the chat didn't give him a tutorial.
More
Go
of
read
them.
a manual, kid.
Oh god.
Read what more. Well, don't read it. I don't want you to get like banned from YouTube. But it's what she said in the chat.
And then he said, just to make Stig mad, mega boomers.
Oh. Well, you know
Nah,
what?
not mad.
I'm gonna send you some more macadamia nut cookies, and you can just think about stuff,
I gotta get some of those in the morning,
dude.
like and bake them, eat them, and
You
love
keep
them.
talking about it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
man, they're great.
I mean, I thought I was good to go on food earlier because I had to eat a bunch of cheese, but then you started talking about cookies.
I'm mad because I left my Colby cheese at home.
What sound was that?
Ah, she snorted.
I did. I'm sorry.
Sounded like a fluffy.
I read what Maura wrote. Um, no, Maura didn't write this. Some anonymous person did, but maybe. Does chloroform work well on children asking for a friend?
You would have to ask Casey Anthony about that.
Oh my!
Oh, snap.
my!
Okay,
Shit.
that
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Dark
I'm dead.
places. Oh
I
god.
mean, that was messed up, but I mean, you really could ask her if you could find her. She's in Florida.
Facts.
Franklin the Turtle sent a super chat that says, come see me on Chris Knight's channel, The Real Review 3000, tomorrow night for fuck you, Shellback. That's not what it said, but that's what I'm going to end it with.
Well,
You dick.
well, Shellback tomorrow night will be live streaming with a good fellow by the name of Stevie J on his channel. So no, we're not going to be showing up for your fake promo.
Oh my! Oh god! Where's Shellback? So, Turtle Life's
I'll,
better, right? No.
I'll pop by both streams and give a like and a view.
Stick. Come on now, you ruining the fun now.
Yeah, but I happen to like Shellback. He's good people.
That's fine. You can tell him that in the DM.
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy wants a wrench
Yeah.
up here ripping on a real live stream. Whatever.
No.
Just in case you didn't know, black people can't be racist, okay? Some black people, okay? They'll tell you that.
Yeah, when I was watching the Carmichaels on NBC when it was still on, David Alan Greer's character told me that when it's black people, they're not racist, they're just racial.
Oh.
I still gotta watch
Oh.
that.
That's deep.
Yeah.
And then I said, that's bullshit, and laughed my ass off.
Oh God, that was great.
Butterfingers asks, "Can I be racist if you don't know my race?"
Oh.
I figured his race was gold.
He's the goldest.
I assume that's a picture of his hand.
Well, isn't he a Lannister, a Jamie Lannister with that hand?
Oh shit! It is the right hand.
Now that I'm thinking about it, Jamie Lannister probably did have butterfingers.
Butterfinger says gold power.
The gold power.
Is that your gold salute in your picture?
Oh, it's code, I bet.
He's calling his army. We're gonna be flooded by gold fingers.
Oh my, easy.
I mean,
No, you only have to be flooded by gold fingers if you're over the age of 50 and a male.
Oh
shit. I love our live stream. We have 16 people watching. Thank you. We have someone just joined, Generation Productions. Welcome. We are having a great live stream tonight. Thank you everybody who has come.
Well, you say it's a great live stream. Apparently, it's not even a real live stream.
It's not this is the fakest live stream ever, apparently.
I know,
Super
right?
fake.
Are we even live?
Are we really even here?
I don't exist.
Oh my God, man! We're going into fucking Inception territory. It's a dream within a dream.
I'm telling you right now,
Man,
Leonardo DiCaprio pops up in this, man. I'm out.
If we're
taller than him.
If we're doing this Inception thing, I'm Tom Hardy, all right?
You're calling dibs.
I'm whatever black guy's an exception. The one black guy.
I'm one of the extras.
Yeah.
I'm just confused.
It's just like, how the hell did I get here?
Yeah, I'm starting to look forward to the dentist appointment.
Yep, I figured.
Mora says, I like your live stream. It's good enough for me.
Oh.
Well, thank you,
Mora.
Oh, thank you, Mora. I appreciate it.
The super chat from the Senate. I wouldn't be insulted if this was fake retard. Ha 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 ha. At General Zod. Oh God.
Hey Zod, so we got Generation Productions in here and Shellback. So who's gonna try to out promote each other in the chat?
Oh, that's a good question.
I do want to plug Mega Jetty's going to do a watch party for Terminator 2 on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, he's about to get a copyright strike, ain't he?
Well, no, well, hopefully not. The last time he didn't even. I mean, I've gone to a couple. I know Mora was there too, and this last one he got dinged because of the audio that was in the background. Even though you didn't see anything on the screen, you could hear some of the audio in the background. That was enough for them to go after the last time. But I guess that got taken care of. But still, yeah. But he's going to do Terminator 2 on Saturday. It's a watch party on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if anyone wants to go, it'll be fun. It is fun. It's definitely a lot of fun.
Great movie.
Mega Jetty, definitely hit me up with a DM for that one, because Saturday at 2 I should be able to make that. Because God, the last one that I got, the DMs were fucked up.
Mhm.
So
Oh, I'm sorry. Tuesday. I'm very sorry. Tuesday, not Saturday. Oh, I'm so
oh,
sorry.
Tuesday
Mega
at
Jetty.
2?
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah, Tuesday at 2 p.m. Is that right then, Mega Jetty? I'm just verifying because I thought I copied it right.
Damn.
Jamie said, "I don't care if it's real or fake, but it makes me feel better after a bad day."
Oh, thank you, Jamie. We love having
Very
you
sweet.
here.
Hey, I just wanted to say, Mega Jetty, awesome choice, mate. Awesome choice. Terminator 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Terminator
probably a
1
better
is better
movie.
than
Oh, go ahead, Steg.
Terminator 1 is the best one.
No,
You're wrong.
No,
very wrong.
no, no.
And
Yeah.
Mega Jetty,
Not a fan.
will there be real women at your watch party?
God. Well, you know, I am a squirrel. You know.
Cybernetic organisms.
A squirrel will do.
Super chat from the Senate. Zod, what's your favorite po' boy sandwich? It better not be a retarded answer.
Let's. I'll get back to you.
Yep, fucking retarded answer.
What do you want me to say? I can't be biased.
What do you mean you can't be biased? Somebody asks you what your favorite is. They're literally asking you to be biased.
Right.
Oh.
Pick one.
Who's your favorite football team? Be biased. I bet you can answer that, but you can't answer what your favorite po' boy is?
You're going food versus a professional team. It's not as clear cut.
It is very clear cut. You cut the sandwich in half.
That'd be like asking you, PB, what's your favorite cheese?
20-year-old cheddar.
Fuck.
A very quick response.
Okay. Is that a real thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I have a good question for PB.
We'll see if it's a good question.
What's the favorite thing you think about when someone says soup?
When someone says soup?
Yeah.
What the favorite thing
Too late. You screwed up the question. You took too much time.
I had to make sure that I heard you correctly because it's a confusing ass question.
You failed.
You didn't just ask me like what my favorite soup was. Like
No.
what's my favorite thing to think about? Eating it.
Too late. Too late.
Okay. Senate, to answer your question, thanks for the retarded answer. To answer your question, it would probably have to be. It would be the spicy shrimp po' boy sandwich.
Yep. Super chat from Shellback. General Zod is proof that there were short buses on Krypton.
Don't fucking
what was
endorse
that? What
the
was that?
turtle. He just got saying this isn't a real stream. Don't give
didn't you
him a
just say?
fucking win.
Hold on.
Well-
So Mega Jetty says his favorite team is the Miami Dolphins, thanks to Ace Ventura Case Detective. So you're trying to tell me that Einhorn is the reason the Miami Dolphins is your favorite team? Okay, that's kind of creepy.
No, it's because
Laces
of Finkel.
out.
Creepy.
I just wish they still had the dolphin kicking field goals.
Right.
But we can't have animal abuse. It's terrible. Fuck you.
I feel like Ace Ventura dealt with this.
Oh,
Perfectly.
the Senate super chat. Okay, you're not retarded for now.
He quickly amended himself. No problem.
I believe
Got another super chat.
Oh, the lonely banter deserves to be lonely for being racist against turtles. Turtles aren't a real fucking race.
Oh God.
Hey, I can race and run over a turtle if you like me to.
Oh, so God.
You know what turtles are good for though?
Soup.
If that if the handbrake on your car is broken, you can stuff a turtle behind the back wheel.
Oh my
It's
God.
true. It's true.
Oh,
Like
They won't
turtles.
go anywhere.
What's the point of
I
turtles?
just, oh, I just want to know why he's being a shell out.
Yeah, it's being really shellfish.
There's no use for turtles. Like they're a waste of time. Like you name me one good thing that turtles are good for.
Turtles
Ninjas.
were just there to be filler in the Little Mermaid.
Well, can we
To
stretch that?
feed to too.
Can we stretch that out to their teenage and their ninja as well, and mutant?
No,
Because then they can be entertaining.
They only became cool because they got mutated.
Okay, just
Yeah.
wanted
That's
to check.
true.
Just
Oh.
wanted to check on the rules. Just got to check on the rules.
I wanted to do
Yeah,
a super
these are
chat
new
from the
rules.
Senate because this was the best super chat of the night. Turtles are inferior beings. That's why Mario stomps the fuck out of them bitches.
So much rage.
Yeah, that one that one had inner turmoil behind it.
Like, let's be real here. Like, there are a lot of animal lovers in the world. Do you ever hear about anybody liking turtles?
Do
I
do
do.
tortoises count as turtles?
Same family.
Yeah.
Do white
Colin
Does
people,
using
Kaepernick.
Oh shit.
do white people count as black people?
does
Well,
using
human
turtle wax
wise.
on my car count?
Oh, that does count.
If it
Well,
Do
doesn't,
people
white
have
people
to-
count as black people? I guess it depends on which box they want to check. I mean, Elizabeth
Yeah.
Warren.
or if you're Michael Jackson or not.
Exactly.
But anyway,
Well,
I need to run, people. I have to go to the dentist.
Oh,
You're
But,
running to the dentist.
Yeah, sprinting while my hair flaps in the wind.
good luck at the dentist.
is it?
Yeah.
Are you going to run in slow motion?
Oh yeah. While
So
drinking a can of Coca-Cola and it spills onto my chest muscles in slow motion.
Hey, Stig, make sure you get the high ground, all right?
Yeah, I live in a hill, so should be okay.
Well, you should roll down the hill. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Anyway,
See you,
I'll,
Stig.
I might be back when I'm done. I don't know. Don't know how long it takes.
Well,
Fair enough.
get some rest and hope it goes well.
Yeah, should be well, except for my wallet.
Yeah. It's
your
true.
wallet's gonna need surgery after.
Yeah, my wallet is gonna need a filling too later. Anyway, have a good stream, people, and thank you for having me on.
All right.
No
thank you.
problem. Always a
All right,
pleasure.
See you,
Stig.
Stig.
Bye, Stig.
On that note, I've actually got to get going as well. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, I see
Good
how it
to,
is. Steal somebody else's goodbye.
All right, Stevie J.
Stevie
Well,
J.
he did such a good one. Yeah.
All
Well,
right, get the fuck out of here.
Oh,
So much bitterness.
fuck you, Commander. Fuck you. No, I will see all of you lovely people tomorrow night.
All right.
Yep.
Excellent.
I'll see you
We're
tomorrow.
doing a double.
Yep.
Have a good one.
You too.
You too.
All right,
Bye,
talk to you
Steve.
later.
See you guys.
Bye.
Yeah. At the Senate said, or the Senate said a super chat that said support Mario in his quest to fucking up turtles.
So much rage.
I do.
And then
I
show
always
more,
support
but at
Mario.
the Senate, TMT is way more accurate.
Oh man.
Oh, that's hilarious. So, pretty much besides that surprise topic, that's all I had, man.
Right.
I mean, fuck, man. I came up with 4 things.
He's like, "That's a lot."
Wow.
I mean,
The legwork.
yeah, I actually fucking did leg work. It was
No, you
fucking
fucking
hard.
didn't.
I totally didn't take your advice and go to the Twitter feed.
Okay. I would
Well-
believe you, except I know for a fact you're lying.
You know nothing, because I'm a super villain and all my plans are well thought out. We have a super chat from the Senate. Would you rather fight Reverse Flash or Black Flash?
I don't even know who the fuck Black Flash is.
Bruh, I don't know who neither one of them is.
I'm Black
Uh,
Flash.
He's like,
Well,
"Are
then
you-"
I pick
my
Black
suit would be
Flash.
purple. But my suit would be purple.
I pick Black Flash
Why am I not surprised?
Should we look fly?
okay.
because he's just on the live stream, and I can do a battle of wits.
Mm,
Yes, unlike before when I had weapons.
oh, reverse flash. Okay.
No, it was Black Flash is a zombie as a speedster, basically. The Senate said.
Oh, I will
Yeah, he
take the
looked wild.
reverse. I'll take the reverse flash. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll take the Reverse Flash. Zombie Flash doesn't sound like any fun. He's fucking a fast zombie.
So you're like a speedster named Godspeed or something like that.
Pretty much. That's
Yeah.
fucking terrifying.
No,
Yeah, but I
yeah.
feel like a zombie is not as intelligent as a non-zombie.
Yeah, the Butterfingers, yes. He says, is that the one that chases Yellow Flash?
Yeah. Yes,
Yellow
yes,
Flash.
it
Oh, God.
I thought the only people chasing Yellow Flash was SJWs.
is.
What about Rainbow Flash? Is there a Rainbow Flash?
There will be. You just said it. You just spoke into existence.
There's a super chat there from the Lonely Banter. It says, super chat, 2 turtles. Have you ever sat in a dark room and did absolutely nothing?
Well, let's go down the panel. Yes, I have. I've sat and thought about nothing but thoughts of taking over the world.
Whoa. You can't say that you sat there and thought about nothing while thinking about something. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm a supervillain.
No.
I'm allowed to contradict myself. That's
Mm,
what supervillains do.
mhm.
No, supervillains lie. They don't contradict themselves. There's a difference.
They also contradict themselves.
No, they don't like say one thing and then immediately say something that's the exact opposite. They say something and then later in the story they do something opposite. All you're doing is using words
Eh,
and
Shellback,
pointing at your crotch.
Shellback responded to Lonely Banter and he goes, "It's called sleep, you lonely bastard."
No, see, that's doing something.
Yeah, you're still
Technically
doing something.
not, because you're dreaming, so you're thinking about something.
Oh my.
And don't tell me you don't dream. You just don't remember them. Everybody dreams.
Turtles dream.
I haven't had a dream in a minute.
Yeah, because you don't remember them, like I said.
I don't think that counts, LB.
That's so
If
trippy.
you don't
That's
remember,
trippy.
you didn't have a dream.
That's pretty crazy.
Or else who's to say that you had a dream?
Those extra
Mm.
smart brain people.
Mm.
Yeah, we're all.
Hey,
How
I'm
smart-
just saying.
That's deep. That's deep, though. That's deep.
I seen it. I seen them talk about it before. They like, everybody dreams. Some people just don't remember what they dream about.
Right.
That's a movie
They
tagline.
say like you dream. I don't remember exactly what they said as far as this part, but they said you dream something different like every 15 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, there are a lot of different flavors of cheese,
So I
so
need to
I'd buy
really
that.
know. I really need to know. Like, cheese can be eaten after 20 years.
Yes.
I'm not eating
Yeah,
it.
cheese can be okay. So the cheese factory that my wife works at is the same one that my mother used to work at, and when she was working there, I don't know, she worked there for like almost 20 years or something like that. So he had already had the block of cheese put off to the side. It's just a regular block of cheddar, and he had a 40-pound block of it. So he cut it in half so that he had one 20-pound block, and he said he was going to save the other 20-pound block so that he could sell it as 40-year-old cheese whenever 40 years comes around. So that'll be in like another 12 or 11 years or some shit like
That's,
that.
uh,
You
that
can't
shit probably,
slice it with a knife, it just crumbles. It's delicious.
I learned something
I
new
can't.
tonight.
That shit probably fuck my stomach up. I get bubble guts and shit.
Yeah, we don't want to hear about that. But anyway, Mora,
Same.
you can send me, DM me the link or tweet me the link, and I'll go and watch. Well, not watch, but just leave my computer running on it. What else can I say? So yeah, I've learned 2 new things tonight. I've learned about cheese, and I've learned about interpersonal discussion. Yeah, I'm getting smarter.
I mean, what's the oldest cheese that you had ever heard of before, LB?
Look, I don't know a thing about cheese. All I know is about shredded cheddar cheese that's in my refrigerator.
Oh, you just know about cheese for tacos and pizza.
And spaghetti.
Oh, okay.
I know about string
Spaghetti too.
cheese.
Oh, see, I do. What about smoked string cheese?
Nah, bro, you getting fancy now.
That I mean, yeah, that's true. I do get a little fancy with my cheeses, I guess. Like I said, there's so many flavors. I can dream about a different one every 15 minutes.
Well,
You are a
maybe
cheesehead.
when I become the first non-Green Bay Packer to visit Green Bay, that's black, I'll go visit a cheese factory.
I will take you to the cheese factory.
I prefer a mild cheddar.
Well, you are missing out, Jamie Vick. You gotta have it. You gotta go up to at least 2-year-old cheddar. That's what I got in the fridge right now. It's delicious.
The Senate, you asked us this super chat like 2 weeks ago, bro. I remember that question.
What? Rather read the SJW comics or hear Ryan Johnson taking a shit on Star Wars?
No, not that one. The one about Carnage and Ghost Rider.
Yeah, we answered that.
But I'll answer it again just to make you happy. Carnage. Okay.
Totally.
All right. So I'm not trying to clown this stream, but like I clicked the link, right? I see some dirt that looks like a grave is being built. And then I see some fishes to the top right in a bowl or something. So it looks like a dead body might be getting buried live on Ustream with fishes.
Oh yeah, well, he's totally burying a body.
He's burying some dirt. Oh man, Maury, what you got me watching here?
It's some guy he's building a koi pond in quotes.
Oh, maybe I should have. No, he that's what he's telling YouTube. He's definitely not building.
This is so he's got what is it? Plausible deniability.
Right.
Bingo. And witnesses.
This man is building a grave live on YouTube. Wow, boy, this is intriguing.
I mean, he does have a pretty decent watch to subscriber count. He's only got 11 subs and he's got 3 or 4 people watching.
What, you said somebody making a grave? What?
Yeah. Click the link that was in the chat.
Oh.
None of us
All
are
right,
watching
I gotta see this shit.
It's really interesting. Because we're all trying to figure out if he's burying a body.
What the fuck?
Yo, yeah, crazy.
That
That's
looks like
crazy.
a serial killer set.
Look at him. He just jumped. Look at him. He's looking around, making sure nobody sees him.
Shellback, powdered cheese, and Kraft mac and cheese doesn't count. You are correct. It doesn't count.
This man taking a selfie in the grave, bruh.
If he put some fishes in that grave, I'm dead, yo.
This man is really taking a selfie. More.
Slasher McSplitter
Or is
said
he gonna
no,
bury
he's
himself
doing what he
alive?
said.
If he buries himself alive and, you know what I'm saying, digs himself out or some shit, that'd be crazy.
He's got 7 likes. I don't know what.
Okay, this is like a pre-shilling.
Brian's been on our.
I got a sub to this guy. Yo.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're like, ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna
what-
sub to him too.
Hello, Terrence. You made it in without any troubles, I see. You must not have gotten the link from General Zod.
Too bad you missed like the entire live stream and we're about to end it.
Oh.
But hey, black people time has no limit.
Word.
Man, this man's really
Are you
building
gonna-
a grave. This is
you gonna
crazy.
say
This shit
hello?
crazy.
I've only seen this on TV shows. Now I'm watching it live on YouTube.
Terrence?
Oh, hello.
There you are. Yeah, I got him in there. Shellback
What's your
says
favorite-
Terrence in.
Oh, yep, that's for sure.
This is intriguing. We might be watching a live burial. No, wait a second. He's creating like it might be a stream thing because now it's people can escape from that.
Okay, so if
Terrible.
all of us are watching this on our own individual devices, how come it says to me only 2 people are watching?
That's what it says to me too.
Yeah. So
Huh.
someone here is lying about watching.
Okay, I see 4 people now.
4 people now, yeah.
Mine still
No, that's
says
just a
2.
fucking algorithm.
Oh, now it says 4.
Yep, it takes like, it's really odd.
On my live stream, we're watching a live stream of someone we hope is making a koi pond.
The Senate
Right.
asking questions like he don't see this man burying, making a grave right now.
Like he's making it body sized. Look at how wide he is and how wide he's
we're
digging it.
witnessing a murder.
The Senate just jumped in and said, "What you doing there, buddy?"
What you doing there?
Hey, I hope Moore is not there.
No Mora's there. He's got little song quotes and fist thingies.
Bruh.
They better not say a
Come back with
prayer.
a body for real.
No,
So what's
no.
that?
According to Hanstar, he said he's building a koi pond.
That's okay. I mean, that's what I would say too. I don't want to be
Terrence.
accessory to murder.
Like
Terrence, I got a question for you.
fish, for koi fish.
What's your favorite kind of cheese?
Cottage
Moore,
cheese.
run.
What the fuck? You gotta be kidding me.
That's nasty.
Mora, run. 10 miles. That's close. Run.
You gonna die.
Are you screwing with me, Terrence?
I don't really have a favorite kind of cheese.
Hanstar just
Pretty
put,
all day.
or that's a cover story. He's burying a body and he has a happy face. Shit, he must have known what we were all thinking.
Look at him.
Mhm.
He's locked into this grave. Mora, save yourself.
Oh, is he about to respond to us?
Probably.
He's smiling. That's not
Where's
good.
the body?
Oh,
See, I'm not gonna snitch, so I'm just gonna let him do what he do.
Well, now it says 7 are watching.
8. Sending Brian good squirrel vibes on his koi fish pond or potential crime scene.
He's gonna listen to some
Oh my
country
God.
tunes. Is that what this is? Your little tunes while he's digging.
Yep, most good crime scenes have positive vibes
They always
until
do.
the next day.
Man, I need to play my Law and Order ringtone here.
He putting the gloves on. They fit him too.
Oh, we won't be able. Well, it's a glove don't. Well, they don't fit.
No, they look like they fit pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
No, they won't fit after you put them on the heater for a couple hours in his Bronco.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Or if your hands grow.
Wow, man.
Oh, this shit's getting dark.
Or
Dude.
if your hands grow.
Oh. Wagon
Oh
down.
no! Oh no!
The wheelbarrow pissed him off.
Oh no!
I
The
would be
person must be screaming stuff in the background.
I would be entertained if he just start beating the hell out of that wagon, man. He was just like, you know what?
You son of a bitch! All I wanted to
That's a
do
lot of
was
work.
fill you with dirt.
Well, whether he's wink wink digging a potential grave or actually building that koi pond, that's a hell of a lot of work.
Hey, he
Terrell G jumped in. She says, "How has he been at this?" And then she said,
You're
"Score
reading
2
off his
points."
chat. You're reading off his fucking chat. What's happening in your chat?
I don't know. I switched.
Holy fuck! You're on a computer. You can open up
Ugh.
multiple tabs.
So much
I
work.
know this. I'm engrossed to see where the body's at. I'm trying to fucking find it.
Shellback's
No,
like, why
I
are we
mean,
not screen
let me
sharing?
rephrase that. You can open up multiple windows, or you could screen share. Oh my god!
I wonder how many
Shellback.
how much drugs and alcohol he's done to do this. So like you're building a
The-
grave site.
The
a lot of
answer is
people-
all of them.
Okay, I'm screen sharing.
So, Shellback says, why are you not screen sharing, you Kryptonian idiot? He's so angry. But you know what? Turtle lives matter, Shell. They do.
Yeah, if you screen share, then I won't have to watch his live stream. I can just watch, your live stream because you still need the minutes, allegedly.
Dude, this is going to take a long time.
That's not how you spell koi, Senate. COY. Koi.
Mora, I
You
don't know if
spell
you're
like General Zod.
I don't know if you're still listening, Cora, like Mora, excuse me, but like, how long is it going to take him to do this? Like, I mean, what is his estimated time of getting this done? I don't know how
Probably
big the
like a
koi-
couple weeks. Those fish will be dead.
Okay, so basically,
Or the body will start to smell.
Yeah, we're
Right.
not gonna see the dead body tonight, apparently.
I don't know where he went now. He just disappeared.
Maybe the person he killed or got to kill ran away.
The Senate is still listening to us. Fantastic. That's fucking hilarious.
Like, is this going around the perimeter?
Yeah, it's going around the perimeter. What do you mean perimeter? Perimeter what? He's not making a moat. It's a
Morris
pond.
says, loving this. I'm glad y'all didn't do this to my last stream. I would have had my channel shut.
Oh, do it over again.
Oh no! Oh man, overboard.
Mora,
Hey, Mora.
What you mean by that comment?
Mora, how long? How much? I don't know. What is he planning on doing? How big is this pond supposed to be? Is this like a little like stream / pond that's going around something, or is he going to dig all of that dirt out into one big?
Well,
pond?
I know how deep it's going to be, about 6 feet.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah, those things are terribly deep, man.
Like,
I have like
this guy's doing a lot of work here.
like after
What state is this?
it's
Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. Morris
That
says this guy's
seems
down the
pretty
street.
far north or to the center of the country. If it freezes, everything's gonna die.
It's not the fish end up surviving that shit.
Well, I mean, if it's deep enough where it doesn't freeze them out and they have enough oxygen.
Yeah, they'll be all right. Like, let me say this: after Hurricane Andrew, like, we went and helped a neighbor clean out his koi ponds, and he used to hand make them too, and they were like his were really deep, right? He went beyond 6 feet, and I fell in, and it was the worst thing I've ever had happen in my life. It was all dead koi, and I couldn't touch the bottom of that. I mean, I went down and kept going, and then I went right back up, and I was like, nope, never gonna own a koi fish pond.
Right.
That's right. We're watching you, buddy. With your country music, we got our eye on you. Where's my Law and Order?
Oh, and it's just tipped over a little. Like he set it down all nice and straight, and then up tipped over a little. That's funny.
Hey man, like
Oh,
this is ahead of schedule for my showing. Well, technically not. We're on Monday.
He's just a good guy trying to build a koi pond, and we're like ruining it. We're over there and harassing him.
Mora, I want to know why you would have shut down your stream if this was your channel.
Keep it going.
Wait, what?
What? I enjoyed more listening to
You
music.
said loving this. I'm glad y'all didn't do this to my last stream. I wouldn't have had my channel shut down. I'm trying to understand this here.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
wonder
get
why.
that. That don't make any sense to me either.
Oh God. Let's see
Well,
here.
this is the first time for everything. The first time I've seen a grave getting built.
I know, me too. Especially live. Normally, you have to go to the dark web for this shit.
Sorry, I got a comment that's totally out of left field because I have ESPN on in the background, and the bottom line says fans chant for quote equal pay after match of the U.S. women's soccer are headed to mediation over pay dispute.
Blah.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, we'll get back to the grave digging in a second.
All I gotta say is this: their argument is pretty much stupid. Like, if you watch the World Cup, for example, you look at the stadiums they're in. They're not even close to the size of like World Cup stadiums, and they're not even filling out the stadium. More people go to the World Cup. More people watch the World Cup, the men's one, and it earns way more money than the women's World Cup. And the women's team in the USA play more games than the men's US team. So how are they saying they deserve equal pay? And the fans are stupid. They think they deserve equal pay because they won a World Cup. Well, let's see. Should the WNBA players get equal pay as the NBA players because they won a championship too?
Thank you. That's the perfect analogy because they
Yeah.
shouldn't.
I agree.
What?
I agree, LB. They shouldn't. That's stupid.
You say, yeah, I agree. It sounded confusing.
No. I don't. No, I think the whole argument's fucking stupid. And to be honest, I've never really watched the World Cup, so
That's
to
because
me,
it's soccer.
yeah, I've never watched anything soccer related, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Right,
I don't have much to
it's-
say about
I'm
this.
gonna hop off real fast. I'm
All
come
right,
back.
Zod. So
Okay.
do you watch any sports?
I watch football.
All right. Here is an analogy. All right, so you're in Wisconsin.
Yep.
It's like the World Cup for men versus the World Cup for women is like watching the Green Bay Packers game and then watching a random college in Wisconsin football team. Like the attendance is night and day different. Like,
Yep.
I mean, I don't know the stadium sizes, but I'm gonna say, for example, a men's World Cup game could hold 90,000 people. The women's World Cup stadiums are probably around 20K in size. Like they're way smaller, and like people in America like don't pay attention to this stuff. All they see is, oh, the women won the World Cup, and the men can't even qualify for the World Cup. That's why they need equal pay. No, that's not how it works.
That's ridiculous.
No, it goes by how much money you are able to bring in as a sport. You can, if they bring in more money, they'll get paid more. The women's tennis didn't used to get paid as much. Like there wasn't as much in the purse back in the day as there is now because they didn't have the superstars back when McEnroe and Pete Sampras and all of those guys were at the top of their game. And now it's switched, and the women are at the top, and the men don't have all of these superstars. So the purses are, as far as I know, essentially equal. Shit, sometimes the women's are probably ahead of the men's. I don't know exactly, but you definitely don't hear anybody bitching about it.
No, and it'd be like PB
Oh, hey
using
guys.
that for like a Badgers
Hey,
game.
Hey,
we
Brian's in the
we have
chat.
more representation.
Brian.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Brian Yangst is
You left the back door of the dojo open.
yeah.
Oh,
Brian from the Koi stream.
Oh shit!
He is in our chat and just saying hi. He gave us a shout out on his live stream, so he just popped in to say howdy.
Nice.
hey, good to see you, Brian. And I hope the grave is going well, or I mean the koi pond.
This is very intriguing, Brian.
It's very intriguing.
Yes, yes. I mean, I still got it up, and I'm checking in and out to see how this goes.
Well, see what it is he's got that big bag of lime off camera where you can't see it.
Oh shit! Not the first grave I have dug.
Hey, I 100% believe you.
Yeah, there's a lot of craftsmanship there.
Oh, he has 5 acres, he says.
Oh boy.
yeah, so it's littered with corpses.
Bingo. Wait a minute, where's my sound?
So before Shellback answers, I'm gonna read this super chat. Are they hot though? I assume he's talking about the tennis players.
Yep.
I don't believe so. Hey, but before I forget this, for example, in Orlando, we have a professional MLS team, men and then the women have their own league, and they have a specific soccer stadium. Now, the men's team ain't as good, is not good, so attendance is down. But like both of the teams, when they debuted at the new stadium, or the men's team, Orlando City, filled up the stadium. And it's like 25,000. The women attendance was barely getting 5,000. So it's like, where's this equal pay stuff coming from if you're not selling, if you're not selling the stadium tickets and the merchandise? It's like, y'all are ridiculous, man. Like, seriously. Winning World Cup is irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't sound like Shellback.
I don't, but, I'm racist.
No, not you, the one who answered after you.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, but I'm still going to go. So, as I was going to say, yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit.
But you don't even watch soccer, so how would you know this?
Because it doesn't matter whether it's soccer or something else. It's clearly just a pay for, or it's just a play for getting more equal pay bullshit. That universally crosses everything.
But you don't watch soccer, so you don't know.
I was using it in the context of how you gave me the example, LB, with football. If I put it in those terms, then and the way that you thoroughly explained it, then I got a good picture in my mind.
But you was about to ramble about it, and you didn't know. You don't even watch the sport before I even talked about it. I'm just saying, Zod.
Sports did bring that out in people, though.
Right? What do you think, Shellback?
Well, actually, I'm just want anybody listening to know that I am actually doing all the voices that you are hearing on this stream. I am a master impressionist. You know my secret. Thank you.
Well,
nah, but
look.
Like, a lot of the articles. I mean, y'all know that these people are going to skew and side with them, but like a lot of them go to the fact that the U.S. women's team earned more money than like the U.S. men's team. But like I said before, the reason behind that is they played more games. than the U.S. men's team. So it's like, of course, you're going to earn more money if you play way more games than the men's team. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're skewering numbers online to make it seem like they're being royally screwed out of money.
Well, the thing is, too, it's like, how much money are they making in endorsements? You know?
Right. Like, I forgot the numbers of the World Cup. The last World Cup, if I could Google right here. World Cup 2018 revenue.
I don't know how many sports bras they sell. Oh, we got dead air until Zod fucking drops something.
How many sports bras do they model? That's the important question.
That's true.
A lot.
They're not doing the Brandy Chastain anymore. Now they sip fucking tea.
No? They don't freaking whip the jersey off and anymore? Oh,
No.
no, well, that's probably sexist, though.
Like,
yeah.
all right, so let's see. Like, the World Cup is the biggest sporting event in the world, right?
Allegedly.
The 2018 World Cup received 1.4 billion in sponsorship deals.
Jesus.
That makes it the biggest?
No, I mean, I'm talking about as far as sponsorship, like as far as TV ratings and like attendance and stuff.
What about the Women's World Cup?
Yeah, I'm looking for it now.
He's got. That's the problem. He's got to search and search and search. That's the point. It's that big. Silence. Terrence, this is when you're supposed to fill time, Terrence. Where's the humming?
Talk with you again.
You want me to hum?
Like something. Like hum
Yeah.
frickin' the Spider-Man tune or something.
Some humans do, yeah.
Sometimes you get silence.
I don't hear any humming. I did not know turtles could hum.
We can do a lot of things.
Oh God.
Jesus. Jamie Vick says the only reason women's tennis is doing well is there are a couple of trans women playing the sport. They've never said that they are trans, but if you look at them, you can tell that they are.
That's fair.
All right. Now, so check this. I found the article. Like,
his dial-up is working.
I mean, most of the articles, like I said, they lean. It's like the left-leaning news sites. They skewer the facts towards them. For example, they talk about TV ratings and how live streaming records are being smashed, and stuff like that. But it's like the Women's World Cup numbers are still not even close to the Men's World Cup numbers in TV ratings. They say the women brought in $50 million in ticket revenue from 2016 to 2018, while the men brought in $49 million. But it doesn't mention the women played more games than the men, and they only earned less than $1 million more. So it's like they're not mentioning all of the facts. So like, okay, how do you? I mean, I don't know. Like, if I tell you that, like, the women brought in 50 and the men brought in 49 playing less games, how do you come up with doing equal pay?
LB, if they mention all of the facts, they won't be able to twist the story properly.
Right.
And it won't fit their narrative.
This is crazy, man.
I guess they would make even more money if they were, I don't know.
Let's see.
But 2 super chats from the Senate, because the first one's real quick. It's I will look for you, I will find you, and I will insult you, General Zod.
I like the play on Taken.
And the second super chat is, do the women's team have nice tits or fat asses? I feel that's the real question.
They don't have no tits.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, I mean they do, but they're small. So if you're talking soccer players, it'd be better if you're an ass man.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. How much
You
to
gotta
see
do
there?
them squats, man. Lower body workout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
So there you
I'm
go,
looking up a
Senate.
bunch of articles and like they don't mention how many games the teams are playing. But I know that they've played more because
Because you know how to count.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I can look them up myself and find out what games exactly they played. But I know I've read an article a few weeks ago when they was mentioning the equal pay stuff. But you know, I mean, whatever, man. Public. I mean, they're going to court for this, so they'll figure it out. I mean, like soccer. I mean, national team soccer is not is complicated because, like I said, they don't play the same amount of games and like they play different schedules. It's not like they're doing the same World Cup.
Well, maybe they should do the same World Cup. Then they'd make the same amount of money, or they'd make way less because they'd get knocked out in the first fucking round. They'd play the shittiest fucking team and they would lose.
The Senate, if you like athletic ass, yes, the ass is good.
Let's see.
Let's just say women's soccer ass is like bigger than gymnastics ass, but not as big as softball ass.
You watch a lot of women's sports, don't you?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
That's a yes.
I'm looking it up now.
Yep. I don't think you can look up how much women's sports Shellback watches. There's not enough time in the day. He watches it on 2x speed. Except for
Now,
the
if
particular
we're
spots.
talking women's beach volleyball, ooh.
You got to watch the French team. Trust me.
Oh man.
Actually, female collegiate volleyball is pretty good too.
You're talking 6-on-6 indoors.
Yeah. I guess it's 6. But
Well, it sure as
yeah.
fuck ain't 5.
If you like the badonkadonk and the thick thighs, yeah, women's collegiate volleyball is for you.
So, super chat from the Senate. Oh my God, the women's softball team at my high school has the fattest asses. Very nice.
Jesus. Better.
I feel like I just objectified underage girls without looking at them.
Yep. Okay. Jeffrey Epstein, get in the back of
Now,
the
see,
car. I gotta
that's
take you
what
uptown.
that's one sport. That's one thing I'd like to see make a comeback. Is women's baseball. Like that movie A League of Their Own.
It's a good movie.
Before
when Rosie O'Donnell went totally crazy.
Because I mean that's true shit. They had professional women's baseball during World War II when all the men went off to get shot at.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say kill Nazis.
Well, that too, but
Well, I feel like that's better than get shot at.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's not like the Nazis weren't shooting back. I mean, they weren't over there just going, oh, hello, yeah, you
Yeah.
missed, yeah, try
Yeah.
again.
Was that a German accent?
Part of it.
Maybe.
Holy shit. If you
Lee,
say so.
what's Lee doing? Why is he quiet?
I don't know. Maybe he ran into a piece of kryptonite.
No.
It
All right.
lives.
So, all right. So, for example,
Here
the
we go.
women's team 2016 to 2018 played 50 games, and the men's played 49 games in that time. And the women in revenue earned less than $1 million less. I mean, less than $1 million more playing the extra game. And in that time, they played more like cup games than the men played. So it's like, okay, you saying you earn equal pay for playing more games, but you earn 1 million more. So how does that work out? Like, what are the ticket sales and all that stuff? Because like I know with the men for like tickets, like the revenue they earn is different than what the women earn as far as like ticket sales and all that stuff. Because I'm looking at it says, yeah, I'm looking at all these different numbers and whatever.
Well, they have to put out all of the numbers for the men so
Yeah,
that they can bitch about it.
Exactly.
Don't put out all the exact numbers for the women, because if you put out the exact numbers for the women, they'll say, oh, I guess it was exactly what they deserved. You brought in this much money, so you got paid this much money. You can't get paid more than what you brought in. You can't end up in the red. That's not how it works.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
can. Yeah, you can because vagina.
God damn it. That's only at a particular time of the month. It's the only time you would end up in the red. No, I'm sick of seeing the fucking phrase equal pay. Everybody gets equal pay. If we
It's
weren't getting equal pay, every company in America is full of fucking morons.
True.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm looking at like the U.S. men team, for example. Like a lot of the games are international friendlies, and then the women are playing a bunch of cup games and et cetera, et cetera. Like friendly games ain't drawing in as much money, but they'll figure it out. But like the public perception is mainly, oh, they won the World Cup, so that means they deserve equal pay. No, that's not how it works.
Well, not to mention you said attendance. So attendance also exponentially ramps up how much money you're making on merchandise sales, concession sales, and anything else that you sell at the stadium.
Right. And also to add on to that, like it as far as the women, they won the World Cup 4 years ago. So they played at the earlier games, they were filling out stadiums because of the whole we won the World Cup because they did the World Cup tour. So that can also skewer numbers.
all I know is it takes balls.
So man, I mean, I'm in a live stream. If I sit there and look at all of this, like official numbers and researches. I can figure all this stuff out, but like, I just know it's like it's kind of like all these movies out today bragging about how much money they're making, but it's inflation. Because, like I said, I mean, they came to Orlando right after the World Cup to do a World Cup tour game or whatever, and they sold out the Citrus Bowl, the big stadium here. So it's like, yeah, y'all are skewing numbers here. But like, yeah, this one says no more excuses. U.S. women won the World Cup. They deserve equal pay.
No more excuses, you toxic males. Equal pay now.
So if the men win the World Cup in 3 years, that means they deserve more money.
No.
And double the revenue that they earn from the Women's World Cup. These people are stupid, man.
Hashtag down with the patriarchy.
Wow. Holy shit. Spider-Man Far From Home is at over 185 million.
Yeah, I already knew that. Did you not watch LB's video earlier today?
Nope.
Nope, I did not.
Jeez.
I can honestly say. But to be fair, I had no fucking internet in your black hole.
I
That
have
sounded
internet.
sexual.
What do you
Whoa, hey, whoa. Let's not talk about PB's hole.
The place where he resides, I had no fucking internet for like 21 miles. Before I got out of that area.
Internet. Plus, how does a white man have a black hole? I'm just...
y'all talking foolishness, but also I'm looking at the lawsuit thing. Here's another reason that they're suing. They want equal playing, training, and travel conditions, which I don't have a problem with. If U.S. team will fly in private jets or but that's a bad example. If they're flying first class, let them fly first class. But they say they want equal promotion of their games, equal support and development for their games, and other terms and conditions of employment. Well, I mean, promotion comes from people, you drawing ticket sales and stuff, and people buying your merchandise. And I'm sorry, but women's sports ain't as popular as the men's sports in this country. I mean, that's a fact. I mean, you got professional leagues, and it shows it.
They're not as popular in any country.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'm not against women playing sports. Yeah, let's play. You can play all the sports you want, but like, come on, let's not be delusional now. Like, you have a women's soccer league here, and I mean, MLS ain't even that big like that, and they draw more than the women's league here by far. But hey, man, let them do what they do. I hope they get better travel.
I didn't know they were getting bad travel.
I mean, I don't know what they get. Are they flying coach, flying Spirit or something?
No, they probably are getting that JetBlue flight.
Hey man, if they fly Southwest, they can sit anywhere they want as long as they get early check-in. But man, I'm tired. I'm tired of this country, man. Like, man, everybody want everything to be equal, and everything they want to get what they want.
Before she leaves, Jamie Vick is leaving for the evening because she's got to get up and make breakfast and all that stuff in a little while. So
you sleep well, my friend.
Good night. Cool to have you on. Oh, on that, I'm getting to the 3-hour mark. I got to get up myself and go teach kids in a summer camp. No, I'm not kicking them in the head. New people to kick in the head.
Yeah, well, not with that attitude, you're not.
Yeah, no shit. So negative.
So negative.
Honestly, I had a great time in the Fortunes of Solitude, and then I came back to reality, and old people were cutting me off and all sorts of shit today. So my mood changed as soon as I got back into fucking town. So uh, I'm going to start to wind things down here. Let's go down the panel, and I'll start with LB. Go ahead and let everyone know where you reside and how they can watch a lonely man.
Well, I have a YouTube channel called The Lonely Banter, but you could subscribe to Mad Squirrel's YouTube because she's done great reviews that you should watch.
Oh,
Indeed.
thank you.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, Mad Squirrel, tell them about the great reviews that you do.
I only have two up. The rest is just other stuff. But yeah, I did a review on going on to classic movies and stuff like that that are lesser known. So I have a review for that that's up. That's 40 Little Mothers from 1940. And the other one is more current. It's more of a retro look at amazing stories from the 1980s. That was the Steven Spielberg series. So that is uploaded. It's a shorter video, but it's just an intro to the season 1 of that series. So anyway, you can find me on YouTube under Mad Squirrel, or you can find me on Twitter at SGT Mad Squirrel. Yep, there you go.
And go ahead, the turtle representation, Jesus Christ. Let people know where they can find you.
Wait a minute. What? Turtle? Jesus Christ was not a turtle.
Nope. Thank God.
Well, like I was trying to say earlier, the Chris is gonna have me on his Gospel According to Chris, I guess, on the Real Review 3000 tomorrow. We're gonna talk about how PC culture sucks and how it's affected our entertainment and everything else, and it should be a good time. And subscribe to Mad Squirrel.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
After me, go to my channel first. Sorry. Hey, equal. I'm just trying to be equal opportunity. Don't go to her channel just because she's a woman.
I'm a
Squirrel.
squirrel. Exactly.
Don't treat her like a lady. Like we used to back in the day when people had sense. Anyway, I digress.
And of course, Mr. Terrence, tell these humans about your channel.
First off, Zod, it doesn't make sense that you're in the Fortress of Solitude. You should be dead. Second, I
He's
want
down in
to
the trench.
thank all of you for having me on. Yeah, thank you for having me, and I think that all of you humans should definitely subscribe to everybody on this panel. And don't worry about me. Terrence will be just fine. Terrence out.
Love it, Terrence. Love it. And the commander and chief and curator here in the fandom zone. Go ahead and tell them who you are, PB.
Well, I was accused of being racist, so I'm going to read a super chat from the Senate because he was being an asshole. Everything needs to be perfectly balanced, as all things should be. I disagree. If everything's perfectly balanced, you can't get off the teeter-totter. It's impossible. Think about
it.
If you jump.
Anyway, I don't want to jump off the teeter-totter. I want it to be on the ground and I can get off normally. Get off normally. Yep, that's what I said. Anyway, I am PB. You can find me at Pop Culture PB. I am not a fucking bigot. Well, maybe. You can find me at Pop Culture PB on YouTube and on Twitter. And, I talk about pop culture, Star Wars, Marvel, some Game of Thrones, do some ranting, do some High Council highlights, and subscribe to Mad Squirrel.
Love it.
Thank you.
Great stuff. And
Not Franklin the Turtle.
and of course, this has been General Zod. Please make sure you subscribe to everyone. Above all, Mad Squirrel, and definitely not Shellback, because he's a fucking turtle.
No wrench.
No. All these people are good. I like having them all on the channel. I appreciate all of them coming on tonight. Today is going to be a special late night with PB and myself, because we're going to fold it into Stevie J's stream, which is going to be a lot more exciting than the stream Shellback's going to be on when he tried to douche us earlier. So check that one out, because it's going to be awesome. No, I like Chris. He's a good guy. Go check out According to Chris. He streams earlier than us, the Gospel According to Chris. I was on there, and Miss was on there as well. And he's a great guy. So go check out his channel when Shellback is on there. And let's hear what they got to say about those fucking NPCs and all those retards that we talk about. Also, we're going to have some big stuff coming up here on the channel. I'm bringing back my talks, and I'm going to have a special guest. Not going to reveal who it is quite yet. It'll just be up, and it'll be at the 8 o'clock hour on Wednesday. So
one of the things we're going to talk about is what in the world has Terrence done with Tremaine? Why do we never hear from Tremaine on live streams? Is he real? Is he the body?
Tremaine...
Is he the body that guy is digging a grave for?
That's because Tremaine doesn't like to do it as much as I do. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Really quick, Zod. Sorry. Before we go, Mega Jetty wanted me to plug it one more time properly, that he's having his watch party for Terminator 2 on Tuesday. I guess tomorrow, at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if anyone's interested, pop over to his channel. I linked it in the chat room. So that's for Mega Jetty 1.
Yeah, definitely go check out Mega Jetty. Great person. Love the watch parties. They did an awesome one on Firewalker. That was very entertaining. The DM got fucked up for that other one because of Twitter. I wasn't able to jump on that one, but I'm going to try to make it to this one. I'm going to have to see, because during the day it's tough, because, I'm beating up the kids. So see if I can get away from roundhouse kicking some kids. But yeah, go check out everyone, support everyone. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I will have some reviews up for movies coming out. I am going to have a review out on what's going to be the blockbuster film of 2019, Crawl. So I'm definitely going to be posting a review out for that immediately. I'll let you guys know what I think about it. And and there's a couple of other movies coming out, and I'm going to have those out right away, because start just doing them right away.
He's going to have them out right away.
A few movies I actually got some pre-screens for, so it should
I know, that's why it's even funnier.
This fucking guy. But anyways, thank you for coming to the channel, and as always, remember
it's the Fandom Zone.
Here in the Fandom Zone, kneel before Zod.
Nope.
Nope.
Never.
Oh.
Good night, y'all.